Can I say a swear?
Someone's fucking seeing the
I
got a
guess we
sneak
can.
peek of Cam Newton stats. So if you were here at like second one, you get to see what
Oh, I
Cam
should
Newton's
probably.
stats were. Because I forgot to change that back to the base
Is Cam
screen.
Newton elite? Is he
Is
a
Cam
veteran
Newton
starter?
elite?
Listen later to find out what we think.
Also, shout out to all my boys listening on YouTube before this actually starts. Because,
Or girls.
yeah, our girls. One day we're gonna get a girl in our
That would be.
Madden
Oh
League.
my god.
I'm really excited for that day.
That would be a good day. We'll have to kick like half the users, but yeah, that'll be a good day.
I will like actually reinforce
Goodbye,
Oh, no,
Raptor.
no,
harassment
no. That's what I'm
so
saying.
fucking hard.
I'm
Alright.
not. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
All
Like,
right, guys. So we're live here. Let's keep all this for non-lives.
yep.
I mean, just so you
I don't want
know.
to be sued or anything. All right, guys. So how do we want to start this out?
There we go.
So, this is our 2023, as of 2023, tier list for all the quarterbacks in the league. I'm Tyler, your wonderful badman.
I'm Alex. Becoming a Goodman.
I'm not here. I've been here once or twice. Been around the league for a while.
And we're just gonna go and rank all the QBs in the league by elite. So like that's like top few, franchise, probably younger guys, but like you're gonna want to keep them. Sign them to that 7-year deal. Veteran stud, maybe played out that 7-year deal. Still really good, but not the future anymore. We got the good rank, which is they're startable. You can probably run with them for a few years, maybe make a playoff run or two. You got the mediocre and the pretty eh. Well, I mean, they have some upside. They're not trash. You got the bads. That's just like, why are you even starting them? There's no point. I'm sorry if I label
The
your
ta-
favorite.
the tankers.
Probably, hopefully, tankers. I really hope they're tanking. If not, I don't want to offend your favorite quarterback, but.
I'm not gonna pull any punches.
And then
If we
too
rank your
soon.
quarterback here, go sign a free agent. It might be better.
Yeah.
Too soons have potential to be even elite, but right now they're not playing elite or haven't played elite long enough or any of the other ranks to really say for sure if they can do that for long term. So that's just like too soon to make a judgment call. Oh my god, wait a second, I closed Discord. Oh wait, no I didn't.
Oh no.
Oh wait, this is a mistake.
Oh
Can I
no!
mute all my other I'm sorry. Server
Wait, what
mute.
happened?
Server mute. Oh,
Oh.
someone's going off in a different Discord, and so you got some
Oh. Oh.
Discord
Oh.
bleeps.
Is is that our? Is that our
How dare you
Discord?
Yes.
have
Alright.
another Discord
Gotcha.
Um,
betraying the
this is
podcast?
my not professional podcast. But anyways, let's get on with the show.
Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell
Follow.
button.
Like, dislike, comment what you think we could do
Yeah,
better.
please dislike this.
Yeah.
I implore you. We deserve this. This is how you get
As long as
better
you keep
content.
liking it, we'll for some reason keep making it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, our
Alright,
first
let's get into it.
quarterback of the evening is Josh Allen. Buffalo Bills, Wyoming Sun. Looks good in shorts.
It's
Over.
true.
You had to slip that one in there, didn't you?
I mean, yeah.
Have to.
That's fair.
Overall, this Madden, he's played really well. He's only had one season, one complete. Well, he has had a complete AGML season that he played all games where he hadn't thrown under 4,000 yards. He did have the 2021 season where he did not play the complete season, so he only had about 2,500 yards. But he still played good. He still had a good ratio.
uh, going off of what you're saying, like the one thing I'm seeing him is like the sack numbers and the interceptions last year were concerning, but this year he seemed to really turn it around so far early on.
And yeah,
Well, when I look at Allen's numbers, one looking at the pure stats, 2020 21 scares me. Um, he had a career high of pass completion, but for some reason he didn't finish the year out. I think there's a story there that we don't get to hear about why he didn't finish the year, and his lowest sack rating was 28 his rookie year, barring this non-complete season. And I don't think you can call him elite, but the Bills obviously like him. He got a brand new signing contract on him. I mean, they're paying him $25 million a year to throw the ball, and I think he's gonna do that for 4 more years.
and yeah, he's throwing the ball 500 times a year, but that's what the Bills want him to do.
And he's doing it.
Yeah,
So where would you guys place him then if
I
he's if
think
not elite?
I think he's franchise. I couldn't see the Bills even thinking about going away from someone who's putting up these numbers consistently. Especially that it seems like this year he's definitely toned the interceptions and the even the sacks down a bit.
Yeah, I have him at franchise as well. Allen could realistically finish off his career here um, in Buffalo. I don't see him ever leaving.
I got him at franchise too. So far he's thrown one interception this year for 14 touchdowns. If he continues on that pace, it'll. I think he can. Yeah, I think he can make conversation for him being an elite quarterback if he continues on the pace he is now.
So pretty consensus franchise with Josh Allen. Looks good in shorts.
And he's
And
got a great first name.
does have a good first name.
Yeah.
Next up
All
we
right.
have number 16, Ricky Bishop playing for the New York Giants. Playing in his third year right now. He's had alright numbers. Uh he hasn't played as well as I thought he would coming off that high draft pick or draft choice. I believe did he go number 1?
He was number one. He was
Number
number one.
yeah. And like last year he played pretty decent. Um I don't know, not like insanely impressive, but he's still worth trying out, keeping going. Uh, this year he only has one interception. Good stuff. He only lost his first game of the season today, so he's been playing pretty solid this year. So, I mean, he has some. He's been looking better. I hope he can keep on doing good. That's what you want of your first overall quarterback.
Yeah, Ricky came out and it was very concerning his rookie year. They asked him to do a lot, and he just really didn't deliver in the touchdown department. Granted, I think Saquon stole a lot of those. His sophomore year, they asked him to do a lot again, and he has delivered, and he continues to deliver now. He's definitely the franchise quarterback. I think he can, with this trajectory, join that elite tier. Uh, if by a 26, probably.
Uh, my take on Ricky Bishop is what scares me the most. If you look back to his sophomore year, nearly 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 21 times sacked. What concerns me is not that he's got sacked 21 times last year, but that we're halfway through the season and he's already been sacked 18 times. Um, I think at the rate he's going, getting sacked this high frequently, he won't last long enough to be a franchise quarterback. I'm not trusting the New York's offensive line, not with 18 sacks in half a season, already nearly matching what he did. How many times he got sacked last year? I think Ricky Bishop, if he can survive this year and the next, I think he can make some pretty good money next year or in the next couple years as a free agent.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
seeing you seeing
person.
He's
him
been sacked.
leave New York?
I say New York won't want him to leave, but
Okay.
realistically, I think he should for his own health.
Okay.
Uh, that being, I think I actually have to rank him, not just rag on him. Um, what's the tier below franchise would be a veteran
Veteran
starter.
stud, and then below that's good.
Uh, I'll place him at good because despite the O line play, he is on pace for another higher than 3,000 yard season. He's thrown one interception with me, so he's making the right choices. But I just worry for his knees.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. I think he's high, good, low franchise right now. Like, if he keeps on playing the way he is this season, sure, but, like, his completion percentage isn't what you want to see in
He's
a
actually
long
tied
term
with his
quarterback.
career high right now.
Is it? Okay.
He is. He has a career high of 75, and that was his sophomore year. And he's 75 now, halfway through the season. But his yards per attempt is 6 yards or 0.6 yards
Alright, so
less.
I should probably also mention that the stats you're seeing on screen are from this morning, so before advance
Oh,
today.
oh,
So
my bad. I was using the wrong stats.
So if I mean, use current stats if possible, but especially for this year. But I don't know. I just think if he keeps on getting better, I could totally see him as a franchise quarterback. But I think it's just with all the other great quarterbacks we have playing right now, he's just I think good right now.
Right.
Where did you put him, Alex?
I put him franchise. I think he's already. I think after last year with his 38 touchdowns and then the pace that he's going on this year, I think that step that he needed to take has already happened. I don't think the Giants let him go. I
For
don't think.
the pace he's going, he's on range for a 20 touchdown season. Sorry, 30 touchdown season.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm about to say
Are
30
you?
touchdowns, 3 interceptions is still
He's
something I
also.
want.
I mean, he's on track for getting sacked nearly 60 times at that rate.
yeah, I think the sack numbers are just a little too
But that
high.
that's not
I'm
that's
not
not all on
questioning that
him.
he has
That's
the
not all on
talent to be
him.
the giant. I'm not questioning his talent to be a giant franchise guy. I'm questioning if he'll survive that long.
Sure. I think the Giants need to do better for him, but I think he's shown that with what he's had.
It probably doesn't help that his safety valve and Evan Ingram's out for
That's
3
also
or 4
true.
more weeks.
So where should we
Probably
put
taking.
him? Good or
I mean
franchise?
the it's 2-1. I would put him in good.
And we can always move him later, depending on like how much is in franchise. Like if like there's like 3 franchise guys and like a million good guys, I could totally move him back up.
Sure.
But so yeah, I think good's a nice spot for him. It's not an insult
Oh
to be
no,
good. He's still
this next quarterback's going to be a very, very biased pick.
there's no bias in this next quarterback.
This
There's
is
no
We have
going to
bias,
be
yeah.
super biased. Oh god.
Theodore
Oh
Bridgewater
no.
out of Louisville.
Yes.
Of course, this is not real Teddy we are talking about. This is
I mean, I don't even recognize this
he's
Teddy.
wearing
Where's
number
number
6.
6?
Teddy
Yeah,
would
like I
never
don't
wear
even know
number
who this
6.
person is.
Oh god.
I've seen this smile before, but that's about it.
That damn smile.
Playing backup though,
um,
most of the first half of AGML, he really is only getting his first consistent starting snaps this year. It looks like, which, I mean, with those starting snaps, he's doing pretty okay for himself. Like he's not getting the touchdowns you'd want. That could have something to say with that Raiders team. But like the numbers are fine. I think he had a 400-yard game the other day, which is pretty cool. Good for Teddy. But like altogether, I don't think he's that great in AGML. So I mean, I'd probably put him at mediocre. He's not bad. You can definitely do a lot worse for yourself than Teddy Bridgewater, but like I don't think he has proven that he's good enough to be talked about with the good or the franchise quarterbacks at all in AGML.
I agree with you. I have him mediocre at best, or too soon to tell, is where I actually have him. Since this is his first year starting, he's done, what quarterbacks do. He's kept turnovers low. He's kept his completion percentage highs. He's he's a stopgap for sure. He's not. Oh, maybe. Who knows what it'll turn around into? But he's already 30. He's never started before until now. Uh, so I'd put mediocre or too soon for him.
I think it's a little too late to put him in the too soon category.
Yeah, that's where I
Um,
felt as well.
he's been in the league for 9 years. Uh, your argument is he's never been a starter since this is his first year as a starter. Why was he not winning the starting job for 8 years? That's the
Well,
question
Philip
I have.
Rivers and Drew
He was
Brees.
on Vikings
Um,
fans team.
I I believe that there he stopgap stopgap at best. He can retire at worst.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys later. I've been removed from AGML.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is number 6 Teddy Bridgewater.
yeah,
Not
we don't know who this Teddy is. Yeah,
this is
That's
a
just
fake Teddy.
my opinion on it. I mean, if you they have a good run game that they're not really heavily leaning on. He has young receivers. He has nearly the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelsey. I just don't know why he's not producing. At what
I mean,
point
he's
is
not
it?
not producing. He's just not setting the world on fire.
yeah.
I don't think next year he'll be on the Raiders roster.
I don't think so either. I think he's a journeyman.
I don't know. I think he's
But he's
mediocre though.
definitely he can definitely start, which I think doesn't keeps him out of the bad category.
Like if I mean he's a stopgap, but if you're gonna have a stopgap, he's about as good of a stopgap as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So overall, uh, I think I want to put him in mediocre. I know Alex is
Sure.
mediocre or too soon. Are you fine with
I,
that?
I mean, I
I
it
I
depends for me. It depends on how he
I
performs this year because he's never
mediocre,
started.
Yeah, I think
mediocre.
Yeah.
mediocre is a fair spot for
He hasn't won a
AGML
starting
Teddy.
job. He's a stopgap kind of player.
Next up, we have. I think this is going to be a pretty polarizing one because
Mhm.
it's Jacoby Brissett, and like Jacoby's almost a little Teddy like in the sense where the first half of AGML didn't even see the field for more than a few snaps, but the last 2 years, Skull picked him up, and he's been running with them, and I really like how he played last year. But I don't. Now that's where you lie. It's like, does he have enough numbers and tenure to prove that he is that good or even franchise guy? I don't think you can even call him a veteran stud. The numbers are good. I don't know. Even this year, he's putting up solid stuff. Is he good enough for veteran stud? I don't know. With the Vikings offense, I think it's any quarterback that's half decent could do good, but that's not really. So I don't think he's
I
that
don't want to talk about
good.
quarterback skill.
Right. I mean, you have Kittle, you have Diggs, you have Delvin. You have a pretty good O line now. I think you have to. I think Jacoby right now, he's not even. I wouldn't put him even at veteran set. I think you have to put him at good. Because those numbers are solid. Like last year, threw for 4,200 with a 73 completion percentage. So like not bad. He didn't throw, or he threw almost 40 touchdowns too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I also put him at good. He's 30, so he's not. I wouldn't put him at veteran stud. He hasn't played long enough. He hasn't produced long enough to be able to get that status. His first year starting was surprisingly well, but this Vikings offense is built for him essentially, built for any quarterback that can keep turnovers down and just kind of sling the ball far, which he can do both. Um, his completion percentage is actually really impressive to me. I just see the Vikings moving on from him. This is his last year of his contract, and I don't see him coming back. I just think he's too old. I think the Vikings want to go younger with the offense that they have and try to develop a better quarterback than what he is, and what he will ever become.
That sounds like a very fair take to me. I agree. Really, the argument with his not being a veteran guy is that to be a veteran stud, you have to. I feel like you have to produce more. And in his career, he had 2 seasons above 3,000 yards, and he's on pace for another one. But he's too old to put in the too soon category. I question whether or not being a good quarterback for the scheme makes you a good or a mediocre quarterback. I feel like you could put a mediocre quarterback in this Viking system and have pretty similar production values.
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
think
like a
that's fair.
Marcus Mariota? Yeah, like a Marcus Mariota. Yeah, I could see that.
But I mean, I think with like it's he did so well last year, even with the talent around him. It's still 4,200 yards with 39 touchdowns. Like that's still, I think, even if it's a scheme thing, I think it's still
Okay,
too good or good to be just
at some point, he's
mediocre.
the one who's throwing the 39 touchdowns. That's
So
fair.
I think that's why I
I can
put
see
him
him in
at
the good
good.
category.
But good is just, I think, where he belongs. No, he's definitely not a veteran stud. But I think just those numbers are just a little too good to be
A little
mediocre.
better than me.
I think like the Raiders next, because again I don't think the Vikings bring him back, but I think the Raiders could sign him to a 3-year deal and he could play that out. Uh, and I think that that'd fall in like a good category because like he's not a 1-year guy that you bring in to tank or a 1-year guy that you bring in to see what's there. He can play multiple years with the team before leaving and still produce for them rather well. And so I just don't see how you could put a mediocre label on that.
So yeah, putting him at good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next up, we have the legendary Derek Carr. No, we're not here to discuss his contract. That's a whole nother story. That's
I think it'd be a very, very negative review day for Derek Carr if we're talking about his contract.
But really, just
Yeah.
looking at his play, he just I think he's worse than Teddy. Like he just has not played
Mhm.
well at all. He's just looked ugly his entire AGML career. He played a good season in Denver, but like kind of good. Like he had a lot of yards, but he also threw it 559 times. So like at what, yeah, you better have a lot of yards if you're throwing it that much. But like his few seasons in Jacksonville have just been abysmal. At some point, like maybe he's high mediocre, but I think he's just bad. I don't even think he's worth playing at this point anymore, unless you're
No.
really tanking.
I have him at like a low mediocre, high bad type of player. I don't the touchdown turnover in a ratio is so sad. It's just so his completion percentage is awful.
Look at his
His
sacks last
sacks are
year.
awful. Yeah, I know exactly. It's
In
just like
2021, he had 6.5 yards per completion.
I would like to say that the 2020 Denver Broncos probably broke Derek Carr.
sure.
They milked him for the 33 touchdowns. They let him
What did
get
that?
hit
I mean, to be fair
49
though,
times.
like they also had him throw 560 times.
They they
So he
they
dropped
they
back to pass,
milked
but that
they
means he dropped
milked
back to
Derek
pass over
Carr.
six. That means he dropped back to pass over times, and in that 600 times, he threw 44. You're telling me
Uh,
600 times, he threw
Derek Carr
4,400
Derek Carr
yards?
took
He should have thrown for at
559
least
attempts in his
5,500 yards.
2020
Are you
year.
serious? That's so
559
awful.
attempts,
It's just the
363 of them were
averages are
completions.
disgust. That's like Christian Ponder career averages right there.
It's,
I'm
yeah,
telling you, the 2020 Denver
He's
Broncos
bad.
milked
He's just.
Derek Carr
I don't.
for everything he
I.
had. And the
What did
2020
he
Derek
have?
Carr is a
What did he
career year for him.
show?
It's a career year for him. This is his best career year, and the Denver Broncos killed him that year, and he has yet to
But it's not like he showed anything anyway. Didn't even matter.
that
There was nothing to kill. There was nothing to
you.
kill. I could throw the ball 600 times and probably throw for more yards. Fuck, man.
We'll have to test that.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
That'll be
test
a fun
that.
podcast.
But yeah, like
We'll
That's the
go over to
next
Denver.
podcast. The next podcast.
I mean, he is playing better this year, just a little bit from his last couple of years.
Not
But by this
really.
point, he's like old, and he's already regressing. I just can't see him being much
Like
better.
he's
I don't even
he's
think
gonna
he's
Bad
like
quarterback.
mediocre.
he might even throw. He might not even throw for 3,000 yards this year. Like that's how awful his averages are.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
I think bad's where I'm gonna put
It's
him.
bad. It's
This is our
bad.
very
Too
first
bad we don't
bad
have a
quarterback
is
for
there like a
anybody.
tier below bad that we can make for him? Like Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
We feel like we could make one.
Just
Like
the car
retire
mode,
now.
the auto
Retire
zone.
now.
The auto zone. Except that's like mean to Autogram, because Autogram was pretty fucking good. Like, Derek
That's
Carr
fair.
should be in the same
Yeah, that's
discussion as
yeah.
Autogram.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, next up we have the legend himself, um, Sam
Oh boy.
Darnold. So,
Donald.
Sam's actually had a really good AGML career. His first year
Hmm.
had a few
He got money.
interceptions. I don't like those first year interceptions. Well, it would be a sophomore in AGML, but it just was an ugly year. Only 61 completion percentage. Had 4,100 yards, but again, kind of like that Derek Carr number. Just threw it a lot. But after that, he just kind of settled in. Maybe not threw as much or many yards, but he really became that guy. He threw it a lot less picks, even if it meant less yards. Kept the touchdown numbers up. Even last year, he threw 38 touchdowns. That's some solid numbers. Only threw
Hmm.
6 picks with those. It's a really good ratio. That's what you want to see. I think even this year, he's proving he's the guy. I think Sam Darnold at this point is a franchise quarterback.
I agree with you. He's consistently improved. I believe last year was his first year without Le'Veon Bell, which I think is that right, Josh? We
No,
traded him last year.
this year is his first year. This is
This
his
year was
first
so he
year.
produced. He threw
This year
38
he
touchdowns. Because
no
I
no
thought
no. This year right now is his first year. He had
without
Le'Veon
Le'Veon.
Bell the 2022 season.
Oh my God, that's even more insane. Because I felt, especially looking at the 2 years before that, I thought Bell was suppressing his touchdowns a bit. But the fact that he threw 38 with Bell in that backfield,
Yeah,
and like
he had a
that's
very great year. He was very
amazing.
happy to have his contract.
Yeah, holy crap.
A thing I've
He's
noticed the Jets GM's been very good about is looking at a lot of these other quarterback sacks. His sack numbers are just way lower than everyone else.
yeah.
He's in his interceptions. In the last 3 years now, he's thrown 13 interceptions. Um, this offensive line giving him time to throw, and Darnold's proven that he can make those decisions.
And he's hitting them
And
really like
hitting his target.
70% and up. Yeah, like 70% and up on 450 plus pass attempts every year.
I mean, he's hitting his 30-year-old targets in Tyler
And I was about
Lockett.
to say, I don't even think the Jets' weapons right now are that impressive.
They've got a really nice sophomore player now with Son Westbrook, but I mean, Jamison Crowder
Yeah,
was the best wide receiver on the Jets roster last year,
exactly. So he's
and
doing that with like less than
Jamison
what?
Sam Darnold
Bishop
threw
has or
Jamison
anything
Crowder
like that.
14 touchdowns,
Damn.
Jesus.
and I think that's why the Jets have him on a very long-term option.
I
He's a
think
franchise to me.
definitely franchise. Yeah, here we go.
That's
Next
that's
is
my
good
vote.
old
I mean,
boy.
I paid him like
They're
years.
just they're good friends, Josh Allen and Sam Darnold, sitting right next to each other in franchise, holding hands. It looks like. Actually, the way I took crop these pictures, it looks like all the quarterbacks will be holding hands. It's
It's
kind
a
of
group AGML photo.
it's adorable.
You do it for rookies and quarterbacks.
They're cute.
They're linking. They're just
So
like
who are we looking at now?
Next
Dougherty.
up is
Okay,
Hudson Doughty. Doughty, I
the
think
protect.
Dowdy,
Doughty.
yeah.
Yeah, Doughty's right. Oh, I'm not paid to be a name pronouncer.
A linguist.
Yeah. I actually really like.
I don't even get paid to give my opinion.
Doughty had a really rough freshman year here at the Texans. I think everything just went wrong for Utch last year, or 2 years ago. Just it seemed like no matter what he did, it would just not work. It kind of sucked. But this year, or last year, everything just immediately started clicking. Doughty just started playing insane. I mean, he has some of those high up attempts, 536, but God, he has the highest numbers I've seen in AGML looking through this. Some of the highest, with 4,600 yards. Insane. With 40 touchdowns. The interceptions are the only thing knocking him last year with 16, which is like, oh, you don't want to see that. But it seems like this year he's really fixed that. He only has one interception this year, or maybe through more after the
No,
advance today.
he has
No, he
one
still has one.
interception on
He
his
He
still has
still
career.
one.
has one. Well, he fixed his
He
problem.
has an 18-1 touchdown to
Yeah.
interception
Damn.
ratio right now.
He has completely like changed the tune. They still
Like,
asked to do
In the
a
2022
lot.
offseason, he was like, okay, after for all those touchdowns, no more and he's living to that.
see, like
Hmm.
at that point,
He's got a quarterback rating of 130.6 right now
I don't want
for
to.
this
Yeah,
season right now. I mean, I'm
He's
not a
not. He's
fan of
gotta
it.
have. He's gotta have one more year of this before I put him in
that's
elite.
that's what I'm feeling. Like, I want to put him in
He
the
can
elite so
replicate
bad,
this.
I am putting him in franchise quarterback
but I
because
Yeah,
think yeah,
but he's
franchise a
this.
borderline.
hundred
I feel
percent.
like this. I feel like this is a quarterback who's coming into his own right.
Yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
this could be this quarterback could be the best quarterback of that class.
I think so. Like he's playing insane right now.
Cause and that's with the Bishop. That's the Bishop and Starkey, I believe his name is.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Yeah,
want to put him in
Starkey
elite,
Williams class, and
but
I
I
think
think I
he's the
agree with
best
you
one.
guys. He's definitely a franchise dude. Like a little too early to call him elite yet, but
he's definitely a borderline franchise. If he keeps up this pace for this year, and we do another podcast next season, I think he will be
Hmm.
an elite quarterback by
Joe Flacco Award.
Yeah,
I mean, Frodo Devontae Adams, and you
pretty
get good
much.
results.
Loving all these franchise. I think we're gonna have a lot of franchise guys. Just have that
Hmm.
In a
feeling.
few years.
Hey, the link grows.
All right. Next up, we have Rocco Garner for the New England Patriots. And Rocco, I don't know. I might like he's has a lot of questions. Like I know he got drafted pretty high up, and like
Number
he
one.
has yeah, no yeah number one, and he has a lot of good things going for him. Like he, for the most part, he's kept his interceptions fairly low.
Yeah, he's offensive rookie of the year in
Yeah,
2022.
I mean that's not that. Did he have any other quarterbacks he was going up against? I can't
No,
remember.
I
no,
can't remember him
that was
either
the
now.
bad quarterback year outside of him.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I like his numbers are fine, but it might be too soon to make a judgment on him. But
Hmm.
like he's either just honestly mediocre, but I think he's probably just too soon. His numbers this year haven't been like awesome. It's not that impressive to me. So I'm probably gonna put him into too soon. But if too soon wasn't a thing, he'd probably be mediocre if I had to make a call right now.
Especially with the weapons that Rocco has, like 2 sub 26 wide receivers, are both 80 overall. He's got good speed in Dorsett. He's got a decent running back in Michelle. His offensive
My
line
question mark
is
is why
skeptical.
is he only throwing 5 touchdowns?
Exactly, that's the thing, right? Well, their offense in general is just not
Something's not
it's just
clicking for the
not there.
Patriots
Like
offense.
they
But I
they
don't think it's Rocco Garner's fault.
I think it
I'm
is.
I'm not.
I think it's totally him. It's
You think it's all his?
It could be scheme
I think the majority
or playbook.
is his inability to really take control and like grow. Like their defense is there. The defense is a top 5 unit in terms of scoring. Their offense can't even keep up with 19 points per game. And just looking at it, like he's getting
Alright,
set.
yeah.
He's already been sacked 18 times.
I'm gonna put him in the mediocre category.
I think it's too
His
soon.
rookie
I still
stats
think
I
it's too
still
yeah,
soon.
impress
I think
me.
too
I think
soon.
it's only been 24 games, but I'm just saying like he's got to figure something out, or else he will be put in that mediocre category,
It's
and he will
even
have
mediocre.
as a yeah, and he will have busted as a #1 overall pick,
Could
which
be a
was
Trubisky.
one of the best #1 overall picks we've ever seen coming into this league as a superstar 22-year-old 80 overall player. Like he should have hit the ground running and kept on going, and he just hasn't done that.
Yeah, gonna give him the benefit
Alright.
of. I think benefit of the
But
doubt.
yeah, I think it's
Too
only been
soon.
I'm still putting him in the
23
mediocre
games.
category.
Maybe Brady could change up his scheme and playbook, and that'll make it click. Or
27
maybe
I
touchdowns.
told him to draft a fucking wide receiver. Sorry for my language. Christian Channel. He went for the
But
defensive
yeah,
back, which
like,
is it's worked out
but if he
for the
continues on
defense, but
this
still.
trajectory, he might just have to be mediocre or simply just bad.
Yeah.
And I hate to do that because I like Rocco. I think he's.
I'm excited. I was excited
I'm
for
still
him.
excited for him. I really hope he comes through.
Brady deserves it. Brady deserves it.
Brady, yeah.
So
Alright.
speaking of, so we're all agreeing to put him in the too soon category. He could have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
year
Too
or two
soon, but he
longer.
is too soon, but by the start of next year we might have to make a call if he can't turn it around.
That's not fair.
Next up,
Now
it's
moving on to mediocre moving on from a mediocre quarterback, let's talk about a very bad quarterback.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
Jared
And he
Goff.
signed that contract too.
Oh god,
He's got 4 years left.
offensive mastermind. He can do it.
Oh man.
God, is that last year he threw 520 times and couldn't crack 4,000? What?
With the receivers that they have.
I mean, Cooks
Oh.
isn't there anymore, but last year
I
he was.
honestly
But
don't
he
feel like
was.
talking. I don't feel
But
like
he
talking
was.
about him anymore. Can we just put him in bad and move on?
Yeah, let's just move on.
I'm
They
sorry.
see the stats. They see the stats on the screen. We're good.
I
Is there a
mean,
way? Okay. He's also owed 36.14 million this year and growing. Oh.
I don't see how you have Todd Gurley on your offense.
Well,
You,
it's shown now that he's completely Gurley dependent because he hasn't been with Gurley all year, and just look at what he's produced.
uh,
I'm not seeing anything he's produced.
Exactly.
Oh wait, that's your point.
Yeah, like Gurley's been out all year, and so it's been the Goff show.
so
And
He
yeah,
can't get out of his
I
own way.
and you want to cancel the Goff show, but you're
Like
paying him 36
he's
million a
almost
year.
he's almost at sub 60 completion percentage.
so yeah,
How?
All right,
throwing
How
him in the
in
garbage.
how in a
our next
single
quarterback is
Yeah.
not Goff, but we're moving on to Dwayne Haskins. He's slinging the ball for the Washington Corgis.
Re-signed Dwayne Haskins to a brand new 5-year deal.
Somebody likes what he's doing.
So yeah, apparently.
I mean,
Um,
like, you see that overall number, you're like, yeah, he's probably a good quarterback, probably can perform. And, like,
he has yet to throw for over 4,000 yards.
Somehow last year wait, no, never mind. That's the sack numbers. Looking in the wrong column. Oops. Maybe
He
he's not. I was
Like
gonna
he
give him
has
a benefit of the
thrown.
doubt. I don't.
with the 43
I,
touchdowns, no. Okay, I will give him the benefit of the doubt for this. He has no one.
And he has had no one
He
his
had,
whole.
he's never had anyone his entire career. Like
so are you telling me
the
he's gonna
fact,
break his left tibia, and then everyone's gonna say what he could have been?
I mean, we've seen the
RTP.
injuries in the sim. Uh,
And like his
but
interceptions have been, other than 2020 and 2021, they're not the
where he had
worst
no one.
interceptions. He has some decent, like last year only eight, and like eight's not that bad. I mean, if he's not.
He's on pace right now to get sacked 60 times.
I mean, but I think by the time this Redskins team is competitive again, Haskins will be
Glenn
on like his
Haskins won't
second.
be.
Well, no, he'll be out, but I'm saying like Haskins will be on his second to last year of his contract.
Then at least you can figure out what to do with him then.
Exactly. Like maybe he's coming into his own, but
Like the
Jesus. Like
Redskins.
I like the Haskins signing in terms of like you're tanking, but you don't have you can at least develop some young players with a decent quarterback. Um that can at least throw the ball, but he's just never had anyone to throw the ball to.
In 2020, Glenn Haskins threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns.
That is true.
He did. Which
Um,
again, no one to throw to.
I think Glenn Haskins got told in 2022, "Hey, it's your contract year," and he's like, "Okay, I got to throw less interceptions," and he got a big contract for it. That's
So
what it kind of
I
feels
don't
like
know.
to me.
I think he's in between mediocre and bad.
I
Like
think he's bad right now,
I
but it's just
think
like
bad's fair.
I feel like he's just been ruined. Like he never had a shot to begin with.
Oh yeah,
He
maybe he
I'd,
can.
never
I'd
won.
definitely put him in the
Because like
bad
look at
category.
his rookie. Look at what he showed his rookie year, right? Like that
Touchdown
potential
machine.
right there is so good. But then like he has fallen off. But also this Redskins team has fallen off completely. They never once decided like, hey, we're gonna get you a big name receiver. We're gonna get you some offensive line help. They just completely left him out to dry after his rookie year, and it shows. I think he's a what if player for me,
What could
Hmm.
have been.
but he's bad. At his
Yeah,
current state, he's bad. But what if he was on a competent team?
yeah. Putting him in bad then. That's fair.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Shout out to Duck Duck Panda though. Uh, Here's to him actually building a decent team around
yeah.
Haskins and hopefully moving Haskins to the mediocre or even. I could see
Yeah,
him
again
even.
like he's showing good. Like he's showing good right now because they actually have a front office that cares about him. It seems.
So here's to hoping that he ends up
He can
finding
turn
his
it around.
way.
Yeah,
I hope he proves us wrong.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
really hope too because he is my like number one what if quarterback of AGML.
yeah. Next up, we have an interesting one.
Yeah.
We have Emmett
I
Heron.
am not a fan of this guy.
Grr.
I mean, I
Emmett
wasn't
Heron,
either until I
why
saw him
couldn't you
played
ever
in
be
the
zero in
sim.
the same?
Yeah, as soon as I saw him live, I changed my tune.
He passes the
But
eye test, but
hmm I
I
think
just
he's too soon. I think he's too
I
soon.
want to call him
He's an,
like yeah. I don't think he's franchise. He could be. I
not
think
yet,
he is
not yet.
good. I think he's certainly good, but also too soon to make that call. Because this year he's been fine, but he's let a few interceptions leak. Like he's played some good teams
Yeah,
now. He's playing against a few better teams than last year.
he did make the playoffs. Yeah,
But he
and
did, yeah.
won a playoff game for Christ's sake.
So I think that's hard. Like you can't take that playoff win against away from him. He played well, and when it came down to the playoffs. So I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna put him. Yeah, too soon's probably fair. I like him a lot though, and even if his overall doesn't reflect it, I think he has the it factor to be a
hmm
good or franchise quarterback.
I like his receivers that they get to grow with, cause like It's
You
him
build a
who's
bond.
24, right? And he has a 22 rookie receiver as a slot. He's got 24-year-old McDonald, who I loved coming out, and Troy Young, who's 22 as well. So like this offense
Yes,
gets to
sir.
grow with him. If he's seen as the guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to look at his slow start this year, and they're going to write him off as a quarterback who, yeah, he came in, he brought something new to the league with 32 touchdowns, he won a playoff game. But now it's his sophomore year. Now teams can see how he plays. I think it's too soon to tell because I think it's a sophomore slump. Some of the greatest
Yeah, I think
quarterbacks
it's a
have had
sophomore.
sophomore slumps, and I still even an awful sophomore slump. He's still going for 68 pass percentage. He's still throwing it 7.7 times yards per attempt. I think he is. It's too soon to tell for him. He's on pace for 4,500 yards right now. I just think defenses will figure him out, and as long as he doesn't let him get in his head, I think I think he could be a good player. I don't think he'll be looked at as a franchise player because I think people care a bit too much about the overall rate.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think for now, putting him in the too soon category,
it's
him
a
and
feel good
Yep,
story.
yeah, it's a
as
feel good
Brad
Story
said.
for
story.
sure.
And it's given, I think you've seen it in the league this year. Some of the GMs trying to just throw those low
Hmm
60 overall, high 50 overall quarterbacks,
We'll get down to
hoping they
those
can
too
get that
soon.
miracle. But yeah, we'll come
Throw
back to
noodles
him.
at a wall, see if they stick.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we'll see this like his success story being like influencing how teams go about their tanking, maybe playing
hmm
uh risky, maybe Gardner Minshew maybe, you know, one of those types where they're drafted late, but they actually play a lot better than their overall.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Lamar Jackson.
Elite quarterback, saying
Oh
it
Elite.
right
yeah,
off the bat.
I think
For
I'm
sure.
I don't think there's any debate of if he's
Mm-mm.
an elite quarterback or not. He is an elite quarterback.
he's so
There's
Constantly,
good.
no
constantly.
there's no
And he
what
won
if. There's
MVP
no
last year.
he has dominated from Miami since they got him.
I'm
Yeah.
sad I don't have my rushing stats up on me, but I mean he's not rushing well as he should, like IRL rushing.
Yeah.
But like for whatever reason,
Sure, yeah.
Madden's like, I'm not gonna let you rush as good as you should. But even without rushing,
Yeah.
he doesn't need to rush because he's that
I
good.
mean, I feel like it's relatively arguable. In 2020 year, which is the year he just went insane. Uh,
The 2022
with
year?
no, sorry, not 2020. My bad. I didn't
Yeah, I
mix it
was
up.
like the MVP is MVP year because he's our
Yeah, my
reigning
bad.
MVP right now.
Yeah. So in 2020, he had almost 500 rushing yards.
Okay, so I
But
mean,
what I think is very weird is that his 2022 year, he had 0 rushing touchdowns. He had 337 rushing yards. I think AGML Lamar Jackson is better when he checks his feet and he throws.
that's a fair assessment. But even
Yeah.
then, like he's throwing for 4,300 yards, 4,500 yards on like 460 some attempts,
hmm
along with running on the ground.
Like if they open up when McCaffrey leaves, Lamar Jackson's going to be a consistent 5,000 yard quarterback because they'll have to let him throw more.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say because it's like
Look
he
at the
good.
average too, not, almost 10 yards per attempt. 10 a first down per every time he throws, pretty
I
much.
think we'd be talking about one of the best quarterbacks we've seen if it wasn't for a certain Tato keeping every AFC team
yeah,
down.
yeah. We'll get to
Like,
him.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's no question
Oh.
about it. He's definitely the first
For sure,
quarterback
yeah.
to get our Joe Flacco Elite Dragon Award. Put that on
Nice.
your resume, Lamar. I'll get you like a signed
AGML, Joe Flacco
postcard.
Award.
AG, yeah. God bless. Next up,
Nice.
we have Jeremiah Kilgore. He was a bullfrog.
Kilgore, Kilgore. You know the song.
I don't get that
Yeah,
song.
it's
Kilroy,
yeah, it's
Kilroy,
Miss Domo
Kilgore.
Arigato, Mr.
Don't worry, got the
Roboto.
Mr. Roboto. Yeah.
All right.
Alex is like, I don't
You sound
understand
so
music
disillusioned by
reference.
that.
Man, bad.
That I don't know.
Look at last year,
Pretty.
guys.
Eh, he's inconsistent as hell, but like, I mean, I think when he's good,
He's
he's good.
like this is supposed to be his prime, right? Like he's
The
26.
strike's not helping him out at all. I mean, his lowest
I mean,
sack year is 41, and he's on pace for getting sacked almost 50 times.
you can get
Hmm.
The strike's not helping him out.
that's true. He does have Nuck though, and also,
Does have Nuck and Tariq
and
Cohen
at some point though, like
and Will
sack
Fuller.
numbers, like you have to like your O line can give up a lot of sacks, but at some points like you have to have some awareness to not get
Yeah.
sacked a million times.
And he's fast. He's fast enough to run away from any pressure. Like he's got good speed.
I don't want to call him bad, but also I think he might have
I
to be
mean like
called bad.
I wouldn't put him in the mediocre category.
No, I would take Teddy every time, to be honest.
Exactly. Like
Like Teddy's numbers just look a lot, especially Teddy in that offense. I think could do even
I think
better.
this is our first. I think this is our first bust. He's a first round pick.
To be fair,
I think
late
this is gonna
first,
be
but yeah.
no, but he's. I mean, first is a first. I mean, I think this is our first quarterback bust that we've seen.
Like
That we've talked about. That
it,
we've talked about. How
like
about that?
like Haskins, I want to like him so bad. I
Hmm.
want him to succeed so bad because I think he's a really fun quarterback to watch, and I think when he's good, he's really good. But he's just not that like
Not good
activation.
enough.
It doesn't come out enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the Lions do. I mean, this is the last year of his contract. We'll see if they move on.
um
I think they. I
we're
think they
putting
should.
him in. I think for now bad. I don't think
I
at this
think
point it's
bad.
not too soon.
I don't know.
He's had a whole
They,
contract.
this
He's had a
is
whole contract
definitely
to
his
show what he
year
can do.
to. This is his year. If he, I don't think it's. I agree, it's not too soon. I don't have much to say about him as a prospect. Yeah, I'll put him in the bad area.
Hmm.
Next
No
up,
problem with that at
we
all.
have Tyler Lobato, and I think he's one of the low 60 Warriors
Yeah, one of
out there.
the new
But you know what? I
new
think
wave.
he's one of the better low 60 Warriors of coming up. Like he actually, I mean, we only have this year. I think we have to put him in too soon. Like,
Oh, for sure.
but he's
He's a
putting
rookie.
up decent numbers.
Yeah,
Like, it's
and he's
not.
and he's a star. Like 21. Like
He's a rookie, and
I
I
really
think that
like him.
explains a lot of his 5 interceptions already.
Was
Um,
um was he really drafted in the first?
I can't. I think was he? I don't.
I guess that's what it
um,
Shoot,
says.
it might be. Oh wait, was that
Tyler
one of his?
Lobato was drafted.
I thought he was a second rounder.
No, Tyler Lobato was drafted first round, 24th overall.
Yeah, that I remember now.
Oh,
I
I mean, like
remember now.
honestly, he's impressed. He's impressed me.
Especially for last year's
That
garbage
completion
quarterback
percentage, yeah,
class.
yeah. I mean, he's got offensive rookie of the
Oh,
year locked up. Like, there's no question. He's almost throwing for 80% completion percentage, and they're making him throw it a bunch too. So it's not like they are having him throw like
leaning on a
10,
running
15
back.
times a game.
Obviously, he can clean up his decision making. Maybe lower those interceptions back just a little bit. But overall, I think too soon with even franchise potential.
Hmm. For
But yeah,
sure.
no way we can't put
Oh,
him above too soon because I mean we put
He's
Herod.
played seven
Yeah,
games.
Herod's in too soon and he almost won MVP. So
Yeah.
next up we have Drew Lock. That's a picture of Drew Lock, guys. Don't think it's something else. It's definitely Drew Luck.
Oh,
Um,
that's so good.
I
Alright.
mean, it's hard to judge Drew Luck because
Mhm.
he's one of the best quarterbacks playing this year, and like out of nowhere, after
Yeah.
barely even he started a year, uh,
In
before
Denver.
Cam
And that,
Newton.
yeah, you talk about killing a quarterback. Drew Lock got sacked 57 times in Denver after Derek Carr left, and he also threw for another 485 attempts.
And so like I feel like looking at those numbers, you could even like look. It's like all right, there's a decent quarterback lying in those Denver numbers. Just those
Hmm.
57 sacks just kills a man. And I
Yeah.
think Paul, whether it was intentional or just trying to find a quarterback to fill a gap, I think he found something decent.
Yeah, I think you found a diamond here. Like, I have him as too soon since this is his second year starting ever,
I know it's
and he's still only
like
he's
his
young
fifth
enough to
year,
where he's
but
26. Second year starting, but it's he's only 26. It's not like he's some 30-year-old. He's not like the Teddy Bridgewater where it's like you can't really plan for the future with him. Like Locke's
hmm
26. He's
yeah.
played in he's played in now 23 games in his career.
So with Locke, I want to point something out. In Denver,
But
he threw 22 touchdowns his entire season. He had
but
16 touchdowns based on week 6 numbers.
yes,
He is going insane in the Green Bay offense, and I think he's going to be really great. He's got one interception to 16 touchdowns. And I think it's really too soon to tell. He has 1 year of performing like this,
yeah.
but Green
I mean
Bay
he's the
could have
MVP
their
front runner.
excuse
Yeah.
me, Green Bay could have their franchise quarterback in Denver
Yeah,
Broncos castaway Drew Lock.
I think yeah, putting
and
him too
Salsa's
soon
mistake. Yeah.
makes sense. Even
Denver lets another quarterback go. That's going to go to onwards to do great things.
yeah, too soon's
Like Tim
probably
Tebow.
where he deserves to be,
Especially Tim Tebow.
but he definitely could end up being in the franchise, like maybe franchise. Like he's a little getting old to be that, but definitely good. But I think too soon
I
to
mean,
tell.
if he does this sort of
If he
production for two
continues on pace,
years,
he is a
like
franchise quarterback.
he's a franchise
Right?
quarterback bordering elite. Like again, he's only 26.
Yeah,
He's a
I
young
mean, Drew
guy.
Brees played in the league until what, 42?
Yeah,
I
like
think.
like if Drew Lock actually is what he's showing, and it's not just little tape on the guy, um, he's the Green Bay Packers quarterback for the rest of his career. There's
If
no question.
Paul decides to keep with him, but yeah,
Oh
But
yeah.
if I mean, like you
No,
can't
what's
let
going to
him
happen,
go
guys? In Green Bay's going to go win a Super Bowl,
again,
and Paul's going to trade him
again.
for a rookie, unproven quarterback.
No, he started
Um,
Kaiser. Remember?
oh
oh yeah,
God. Don't
Heiser
remind me.
barely.
Don't remind me.
So
Alright.
too soon.
Too soon for luck.
Too soon for him.
Lock.
Now we go to his cousin.
Too soon.
Maybe not actually cousin, but Andrew Luck, as opposed to Drew Luck. Luck's
Drew Luck. Drew Luck. That's his name.
well, no. Now we're on to Andrew Luck. We
Oh,
were
not
talking
Drew
Yeah,
Lock.
about
he was.
Drew Luck.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I mean he was the hot free agent commodity. Somehow, Nick just was like, yeah, we're just gonna move on. It's the
Yeah. Just
Andrew Luck
said,
era
oh
is
well.
over. And
Andrew Luck had a career or AGML career best, the 44 touchdowns.
And like
Got
yeah.
released.
I mean, okay.
Um,
I guess if Nick was committed to tanking, like you have to get rid of Luck. Granted, you can get rid of Luck and get something in return with a franchise tag. but if I think Nick is committed to tanking,
Andrew
and
Luck's
Luck is
replacement was Nick
not.
Mullins.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's committed to tanking, and Luck kind of gets in the way of tanking because Luck will just will his way to wins
Yeah.
enough to get out of a top 5 pick, no matter how bad you make that team. Luck will just like win you 5 games a year, and so you're picking in the
Well,
top 10 and not the
when you
top
want to trade me
5.
Quentin Nelson, man, let me know. I hope you tank.
And like
Thanks, man.
he hasn't transferred like his amazing 2021 season as well with the Steelers. He definitely took a step back since he joined the Steelers. He still threw 39 touchdowns, but like he
But
doubled
with
his
that came 10
picks.
interceptions.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, 10
And he only
interceptions is not bad.
I mean,
Let's not
so
let's not let's
Dustin,
not say.
looking at these sack numbers, that's some pretty good sack numbers. Like 21 sacks is pretty solid.
On pace to only get
To
sacked
think
14, 15
last
times this
year,
year.
Andrew Luck thanked 21 people for sacking him.
But I mean, like, just his number, like last with the Steelers, his numbers just aren't good enough to be elite. I don't think. I think he's still has to be put in franchise. Like if he kept playing those Colts numbers, that would be elite, no question. But I think
He's only getting
here,
older.
yeah, he's getting older. He's just not quite as maybe the team around him's not quite as good as the Colts. Maybe that's bringing him down. But I think franchise is where you have to put him after last year.
I have him at veteran stud because
That could be true. That's
I
actually
feel like that's the best spot for him.
veteran
Yeah.
stud.
Andrew
He's-
Luck is 33 years old now.
That is true.
yeah.
I think yeah, veteran stud. I kind of forgot that existed, but
Oh, that's it.
but yeah, veteran stud's a good place to throw him.
Mm.
A tier of
And
his
on the
own
year, he had
for
6
now.
touchdowns,
Oh yeah.
Although
And
to be fair,
3 interceptions.
right now it's because James Conner is fucking going off out of nowhere. James Conner he's already has 6 touchdowns on
Wow.
the year.
All
Like,
right,
and
that's fair. I can excuse it.
All right. Next up,
James
we
Conner's
have
just been taking it all.
the cover star himself, Patty
The
Mahomes.
ketchup man.
And like Mahomes, it's been pretty good. He's got that bazooka X factor, and like maybe not as good as you'd think, being Patrick Mahomes, being the cover athlete, but still pretty great. And I think he's still pretty young.
He is not even. Yeah, he's 27.
Yeah, 27,
Oh,
and he's
Jesus.
still like, I mean, the last few seasons he hasn't broken the 4,000 yard barrier, but he's still throwing 33 yards, or not yards. That'd be really bad. 33 touchdowns. With those low interceptions. Even
Yeah, never more than
6
10.
last year. Like, God, 6. This year he's on pace actually for a little more, but Brent bringing in the wonderful extra rookie. Oh, back in the first year, his sophomore year was a rookie, Traquan. Maybe
What a
that'll.
trade.
Yeah.
What a trade.
What a
that
trade.
is.
I could see it, but I don't know
I
if
can
I
see
like
it too. It's just like
But maybe Mahomes
Why-
will just blow up. Hopefully.
I don't even have the cap space for that.
I don't
That's what I'm
know.
wondering.
My problem with Mahomes is he is getting right now this year $42 million.
That's
I
what I'm
mean-
saying. How do they have cap?
In the next 4 years, he is guaranteed almost $170 million.
That's
I mean,
more
you
than
gotta
Kirk
re-sign him.
Cousins' money.
But like also
Um,
like he's never once since the first year, he's never passed below 70% completion percentage. He's never been sacked more than 23 times. He's never thrown more interceptions than 8. Like he's worth it. Like,
I
he's
understand why
shown
he's getting the
worth
contract,
it.
but how long are you to go until your team falls apart because your quarterback's taking up 75% of your cap room?
Well, that's why Brent made this trade, because he has to win within the next couple years.
Now,
'Cause
are we even taking cap into like a count here? Cause like
no, I don't think we
I don't
should.
think
No,
that's fair for the.
Oh no, no,
we have to
I'm
start
not
from
arguing. I'm
bottom
not
and
arguing.
forward.
Patrick Mahomes isn't an elite quarterback.
Ah,
I'm just arguing you're paying him a lot.
I think like half of me's like, oh, those yards aren't quite what I want for elite. Those touchdowns aren't quite what I want for elite. But also those interceptions are just too hot to like almost not consider it because he's putting up good, great numbers, but not even giving the ball away at all.
Yeah.
Helps that Melvin.
I'm getting a leak from the Steelers front office. They're linking Andrew Luck to a free-year extension.
Oh, he's up in 3 years. He's up in 3 years.
No,
So
they're
that's
inking
why.
him. They're inking him to a 3-year extension. He's now
Oh, nice.
his contract
Give him
now
until
runs out in 6
39.
years when he's 36.
I
Yeah,
didn't
when
even,
he's 39. My
Please do
bad.
that, Dustin.
but yeah, I think. So we're
So
gonna
I
put.
say Mahomes is definitely elite quarterback.
I like elite. I think he's elite.
Elite
Alex,
is the tier above franchise, so he is elite.
you cool with that, Alex? Is Alex dead?
I think he is. Well, Alex tries to get battle revs. Feel like we can confidently move on to Mariota.
The goat himself.
Uh,
I don't know. This is
Okay.
Mariota. Like he's such an enigma to me because he can play so decently, but he's never gonna give away that hump. Like he keeps the ball somewhat safe. Oh, that one, the year he didn't play the whole season. Actually, the last 2 years he hasn't played the whole season.
And
Don't
I'm not
believe.
sure why he keeps getting the shot to play the season.
I don't know. He just, I mean, this year he's playing awful.
I think Marcus Mariota isn't doing his job as a player. He's costing his team almost 70 million in the next 2 years. I'm not seeing much upside to Mariota being on the team right now.
I don't even think you can't even call him mediocre because he's not playing
He's
mediocre.
straight up bad quarterback.
Last year he played fine before he got hurt, but like when he plays fine, he's gonna get hurt. So like,
I just don't think you can call him. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with his 24 touchdowns to 4 interceptions while he was playing.
if you finish that season out, you can convince me he was mediocre. But he's not playing that way this year.
If you're gonna be a good mediocre franchise player, you have to be on the field to do that.
Exactly. I think that. I mean, Alex isn't here to talk.
Personally, rank him in bad.
I would say he's bad. I mean,
yeah.
he's definitely.
I have a bad taste in my mouth for talking about him so long.
I love Mariota, but like, just the more I see him, it's like, oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, we haven't seen him.
Oh yeah,
Tyler.
he hasn't played a stream game since like our first or second year.
I'm not seeing any reason to
get
give
that
him any
picture.
either.
I'm calling you out, Tyler Stream Boy.
Okay.
Dang it.
So yeah, I had to go back in the vault for this
Mariota.
picture. Next up, we've
decided. Oh boy.
We have the evil empire himself.
The right hand of Tater.
Yeah, I went too soon.
Too soon? That's fair. That's fair.
How do you call Baker Mayfield too soon?
He's we don't know what it's kind of like that Brady Belichick thing where it's like Cato just does good.
So you're
right?
telling me that Tom Brady is not a
His
franchise quarterback because Bill
is
Belichick is GOAT.
a
Totally.
system. Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly. Do you not see
don't think
Belichick
I don't
on the
think that's
field
fair
every
to
day?
him.
No.
I don't think that's fair. I
No,
don't
he's
think
elite.
this is
He's elite.
fair at
Baker's
all.
elite. Baker's
Okay,
elite.
I'm like, wait a minute, what are you guys doing
No,
here? Like,
it
We're
was
just messing,
it
but
was a
yeah.
meme.
okay,
Gosh, it was a
okay, thank
meme.
God.
Like
I'm sorry,
like
I was seriously questioning your
Damn
guys.
it.
his
Like, I was very confused.
his
Are you
num
like trying to badmouth him?
yeah.
What are you trying to do here?
I mean, if you look on stream, the picture is literally him on the Super Bowl pedestal celebrating with his teammates
I
with Huey Taters
I
in
don't
the
have the
background.
I don't have the stream going. I'm just doing the podcast.
But yeah, no, his numbers, like looking at his numbers, they look like someone without any like without a good running back and having the quarterback do all the work. But then you look at Chubb's numbers and he's doing so much with Mahomes doing all not Mahomes.
Mayfield.
Mayfield, other M. Uh doing all of that work too. It's kind of insane. And with the 3 rings in a row, I mean, he can't not be elite.
Baker Mayfield in his history of AGML, he's thrown a career high of 14 interceptions. He's on pace.
Damn.
He's on pace to throw more than that this year. But when he threw 13 interceptions last year, he also threw 40 touchdowns for that as well.
Right.
Uh, and if you look at his yards per attempt this year, it's a whole yard higher than it was last year.
For
And
sure.
I just think he's on pace. I'd arguably say him and Lamar are just the best 2 quarterbacks in the league right now
Yeah.
because they're
No.
just dominating.
It's a damn shame.
Elite.
Elite. I think.
That's
Okay, so I don't. I'm gonna spoil it here.
are you
I don't see another elite quarterback.
That's definitely fair.
Does
You
anyone? I just want to take a timeout. Does anyone else have another elite quarterback?
I have a borderline, but yeah.
I'm not seeing any other elite guys.
Exactly. So how do you rank?
Ooh. I think Lamar and
Who's your 1, 2?
Baker are definitely above Mahomes,
Yeah, Mahomes is my third.
but like
I think that's a hard ranking to do, honestly.
on paper, like I think Lamar's probably the better player, but it's hard to tell because Tato's team is just too good and
Because
has
Baker's
so many
winning.
weapons, and Baker has the 3 rings and Jackson doesn't. So it's tough to say.
As Baker Mayfield himself would say, it's about winning.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think by what I feel that Lamar can to the overall success of where the Dolphins are, and the overall than Baker does with the overall success of where the Browns are.
That's
So
fair.
I think in terms of like, would you call Baker Mayfield the most valuable player on? I would not.
Probably not.
Would you call Lamar Jackson the most valuable player on the
100%.
Dolphins? Exactly. And so I think it goes Lamar, Baker.
Yeah. Next up, we have a quarterback that has a very special place in my heart. We have Derek McCarron. What?
Is he in the
Alex, you keep cutting. I shouldn't say that on stream, but yeah. Even
Somebody,
we have a Jimbo in the chat saying barely hear it, Alex, and I concur.
Oh, okay.
That's
How about
better.
now?
That's better.
Okay, sorry. I fixed my headset. I thought it was
Cool.
too much.
But
so we have leapfrog Derek McCarron for the Tampa Bay
Yes.
Buccaneers.
no. No.
That's going to be his name.
See, okay. Like honestly,
Leapfrog Derek McCarron.
I'm so biased here, like beyond bias. but I think he's borderline elite, and I would have him at like elite if he had any success, like past being 7-9 or 8-8. Like, if he had wins, I think his
Yeah.
numbers are just so good that you.
I actually agree with you about your
Yeah.
borderline elite rating. If I look at his yards per attempt, which is I think a pretty fair stat to look at if you're just looking at the stats.
Mhm.
3 of his 4 years playing, he has 8.9 or 9 yards per attempt.
And even last year, his a slumpier year, he still looked great. Like
he
that's a
got sacked. He got sacked for most last year, and I think that I don't think the
Yeah,
offense
still,
generated too many big plays
no.
like they
We had
should
some
have.
big injuries on the offense, but like I mean, just in general, I think McCarron, if he like just keeps this year, he's
No,
played great.
I can't call him I don't think I can call him quite an elite quarterback
No,
with
no, he's
the
franchise. He's a
the
franchise.
TD to interception, but I really like him as a quarterback for sure.
I just think,
He's a franchise guy.
yeah,
Um,
I did
he just
re-sign
got an
him.
extension.
I signed him for 7 years,
He
so
just got an
YOLO.
extension, so he's going. Leapfrog McCarron's going to be playing in Tampa Bay for quite a while.
Yes.
But yeah,
Leapfrog on a quarterback.
but
What are
yeah,
you doing?
Is
I
that what he
think
has? Is that his...
He has leapfrog and
Nice.
jukebox as his two
Nice.
abilities.
I mean, to be fair,
He,
McCarron, the best thing I can say about McCarron is he is by far the best quarterback to watch in
he's
prime
fun.
time. He's such a fun quarterback to watch in prime time.
But no, like
He comes out.
if he can just win a few more games a year, make it to the playoffs, win a few playoff games, I think he can be in the elite discussion. But until he does that, he's franchise.
Mhm.
Mark Randolph is the real quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just
No,
don't know it yet.
North Dakota State, bud. I do like the North Dakota State boys.
Oh boy, we get to go to Indianapolis
Oh, Andrew Luck,
for
elite.
no, Nick Mullins.
Oh,
The the
wait,
new
the Colts got rid of Luck. Why would they ever do
that's what we're all trying to aim. So Nick Mullins is the new starter in Indianapolis. Um, I'm kind of worried about his interceptions of last year.
that?
He threw 17 of them,
To be
Yeah.
fair, and he got sacked 50 times. 48.
and he got sacked 50 times. Um, I'm really worried about the Colts organization.
Yeah.
They let Andrew Luck walk. Reports are saying they never even talked to Andrew Luck about the possibility of extending the contract. Um,
Told
I'm
like the
just
devil
very
say
curious what's
no.
going through the Colts GM's head.
See, yeah, Mullins is just a blot. Like, I feel like Mullins, if you look at his stats, like, that could be a good quarterback, but then, I don't know.
Like his like abilities.
Yeah.
Like they're very balanced. Like yeah, I gotta agree with you. Like they're overall like very they're they're soothing to look at. Like they're all there's nothing bad about any of his abilities. Together he doesn't do it. He doesn't do anything.
I mean,
He just doesn't perform.
he had a
Yeah.
decent year last year, but I mean,
With Quentin Nelson at left tackle, he got sacked 50 times.
Why is Quentin Nelson at left tackle any
Uh,
God, I've already run the experiment. Tackles and guards cannot just give up sack.
so, what
it's
would you guys rank Nick Mullins? Okay, starting
I want
quarterback
to
at
rate him
AGML.
good, but I think mediocre is probably better.
I think he's
I,
elite as a tank.
he's the tank machine.
He'll look
He is the
good. He'll
tank.
tank and he'll look good tanking, but
Yeah, he'll
Uh,
make it so like you can
I'm
tank
gonna
without
say he's a
being
mediocre
playoff.
quarterback at best.
I
He's
like
bad.
mediocre.
He's bad.
Bad.
I just
Well,
I
bad
rate him
rating.
bad.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
Those numbers
okay.
are
So
like fine. It's
He's,
not
he's
bad.
averaging 8 yards per attempt.
He's I definitely
okay,
rate him
like
higher than Carr. I rate him higher than Goff. I rate him higher than Haskins. I rate him higher
But
than Kilgore. I rate him higher than Mariota. I
really, I don't think I would. I honestly like if it was Nick Mullins between all those people, I'd just throw a dart because they're all gonna perform around the same anyway.
I mean, I think just at least Mullins put up the numbers that are just better to prove it.
But he also threw like 500, and all like the Colts team isn't that bad.
Eh, I think I still think mediocre. He's better than the bad quarterbacks. He's not as good
Like he has
as Bishop or
3 decent wide receivers to throw to. He's got a good running back in the back. He's got a decent offensive line as well. Like it's not like that Colts offense should be pretty. And Nick Mullins is the obvious.
all right,
Like I said,
I can see the argument for bad.
I don't know. I
because
still think he's
like
mediocre.
you put okay, so you're
If you put Andrew Luck in the spot.
can I see who's other? I can't remember who the other media
Mediocre is just Teddy.
is. It just Teddy. So like you think like look at the Colts offense and what he has around him. Do you think Teddy would perform on par with what Nick Mullins has produced? I think Teddy would do better in this offense. It's a good offense that just doesn't have a quarterback right now.
Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck.
I don't know. I
Andrew
can't
Luck.
look at it right now, but
Okay.
like, is it?
Yeah. It's okay. So like their starting wide receivers are all 80 and up. They have an 85 overall running back.
Okay, I can see your argument with Teddy.
Like in terms of like team put around them, you like if Mullins and Teddy would have swapped,
Yeah,
right? Teddy would be performing better than Mullins right now.
sure.
Whereas if Haskins and Mullins swapped, I think they'd be on par. Or not Haskins is a bad example because I think Haskins a product of his environment.
Situation.
But
But like Goff or
yeah, like if
Carr.
I think if I think if Goff and Mullins swapped, they would perform about the same. I just because the Rams offense is bad either. It's Goff that's holding it back. But I think if
Uh,
Teddy can take a good offense around him and at least perform adamantly.
sure.
Mullins, I don't see him doing, especially with those 17 receptions.
Oh,
He
that's
has to
fair.
throw to.
You've convinced me.
I think yeah, bad. I want to call him mediocre, but we have a lot in bad. But I think he's higher in
I
bad
think
than
there's
the
better
rest.
mediocre.
But
I think there's better mediocre quarterbacks later on
sure.
than Mullins.
All right. So we in agreement there.
We're getting to like a mediocre run.
Sure. Next up, we have Kyler. Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Murray, I don't. He's like can be really good, and sometimes he's like eh. He's a quarterback. Like he'll look good on the stats. And even last year he played decent, but not amazing. I don't know. He's like an enigma to me.
Mhm.
Like
He's solid.
I'm looking at his stats and it's like yeah they look good, but I don't think his stats tell the whole story.
Yeah,
Uh,
with Murray, I have him. He's my mediocre. He's like a mediocre quarterback. I just again I agree with you. I just don't. He's such a disappointment.
I mean
And I
I
think
don't
that
know.
maybe I just had higher hopes, and I should look at it from a lens outside of number one overall pick coming. But he's just been so disappointing.
I think he's good. I don't know.
I think he's good. I think he's good. It's just he's not living up to the expectations that I
Yeah,
have. I would put him at good. If
I think good is probably
from an objective lens, I think he's good. He just isn't living up to what I expected of him coming in. Um,
For
and the
most of
stats
his
that he would put up.
career, he's been above 70 per
Yeah, no, that's
passing
what I said. Like
completion.
objectively, I think he's a
Uh, he he gets sacked like 30 times every year, guaranteed.
hmm
Um, he's had 2 years of below 30 passing touchdowns. I think he's a really good quarterback. I mean, he's not going to get you to that next level play,
I just don't think he's
but
exciting. He's never thrown for 4,000
exciting or
yards.
not, but he's still producing.
But yeah, and he
Yeah,
does
he's
he
producing.
does a
Yeah,
lot with like he only has like he threw 37 touchdowns on 430 attempts, so that's pretty decent. I mean, by decent, it's really good. And like I look at those numbers like that should be franchise, but I just don't feel
it
like
just
he's
doesn't.
franchise.
No, I just don't see it.
He's like
Again, he's just a disappointment to what I expect from him.
that team just doesn't win for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I mean, even when they go to the playoffs, they lose. Were they the ones who lost to Heron in the?
they lost to the 14. Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep.
So I mean,
I mean, they're leading right now. They're leading the
So
division.
he's a good quarterback.
He's a
and
good
even
quarterback.
this year, like his stats this year are really awful. I mean, I don't know what he did the last game that um got simmed, so maybe they look little better. I think he's already had his bye week.
Uh, he got 5 touchdowns,
Did
five
he?
innings.
No, no, no. He has 5 touchdowns, 5 in.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, he at 5 touchdowns
So I mean, this year
and
he's
five
just
innings.
not proving that case that he's that franchise guy. I
Yeah,
think he's good. I think good's a
He's
fair
he's,
place.
he's proving he's not.
I think he's safe. That's what I'll put. I think he's a safe quarterback. He's not gonna do anything to. I don't think he'll win you. I think he won't lose either. Safe. If you can build a team around him, if you can inject him, ready.
Yeah,
I just.
I think.
So just.
Let's see. Are you cutting out again?
I should.
So we got Kyler at good. We've agreed on that. Good, moving, regressing very very harshly.
Yeah.
So are we good to move on
Yep.
to the
Yeah.
man in Denver,
I'm warming up my arm for this one.
Mile High Cam Newton?
Cam's an interesting one.
I like
Like,
Buffalo.
I think
Do you guys remember when Cam Newton nearly threw for 1,000 yards in New Orleans?
that
I
was
remember.
Yeah.
insane.
That was a good. I like him. I think he's good.
And even this year, he's putting up those numbers. Even
Do you guys remember where Cam Newton had 3 consecutive seasons with 40 or more touchdowns? I remember.
I mean,
I remember. But I mean, like, he's just been playing really well this Madden. I don't know, like, I know he's probably not elite, but he puts up those numbers. God, 2021 was so insane. Like, 9.9
we can
average.
definitely put him at elite.
Right.
I just think he's old. I just think he's too old. Like this is his last year, and I like. Do you think Salsa's gonna re-sign him at 35?
He could. I don't know what salt. Like, it depends on the quarterback situation, too. Like, I
Like,
know a lot of
Cam
teams are.
Newton's probably gonna regress.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if Salsa resigns him.
Have you guys
Could.
known
So
since
that's I don't
2020?
think, and you don't not resign, and you don't not
Yeah,
You
resign
Jim
don't
has a
not
good
an elite
resign
point.
quarterback.
back-to-back MVP quarterback.
Yeah.
But you don't not resign an elite quarterback either.
I
Like
I don't
if
see.
he's an elite quarterback, Salsa has to resign him. If he's a
My main
veteran
thing
stud, he
is
can
that this
afford to
is
let
his
him go.
third team. This is
Yeah,
his third team. 2 other teams decided, you know, I don't want Cam Newton,
exactly.
Yeah.
and I think
Exactly.
you can make the argument he's not a franchise guy, but wherever he goes, he produces.
He
Mm-hmm.
does. He does produce. I think
I
he's a
think this is a
good.
scenario where he won't be a franchise guy, but he performs at a very elite level, no matter who's around him.
Like if Cam Newton goes right, let's say because I do think Salsa's gonna let him walk. But if he goes to say the Vikings, right? In
Ooh.
that offense and that
I'm saying if he goes to
defense,
the Cardinals, he'll perform well.
yeah, I agree. But I'm saying like in terms, I think he's a journeyman, but in the
Would
highest
you call
form
him a
in terms
veteran
of like
stud?
I think
I would definitely
Would
call him
at
a
that
veteran
be
least.
would
stud.
that
That's
be
where
where
I
At
you
have
would
him.
put
least.
him?
That's where I have
You
him.
don't
That's
you
where I
you
have
don't
him.
you don't think I just think I
You
don't see
can't
how you put a
you can't
back-to-back MVP caliber player.
Hmm.
because then why wasn't he resigned? You can't not resign an elite quarterback. Why wasn't he
I
resigned
mean,
if
with
he's
the
an elite
Panthers,
But
quarterback?
when does the ineptitude of the GM, how does that reflect on
But both
him having back-to-back
that means
MVP
that
seasons?
that means that there's two GMs already that have chosen not to
I
resign him
mean,
and or
Zach,
traded him.
to be fair, was going after Deshaun Watson, which I mean, like,
But why would you get rid of an elite
because he wanted
quarterback
to
for
get
Deshaun
younger
Watson?
with his team, who was already getting pretty
Exactly,
old.
exactly. He's a vet. He's an elite quarterback, but you can't afford to not resign an elite quarterback. Could you imagine Baker or Lamar or Mahomes
Cam Newton threw
hitting the
40
free agent market
touchdowns when he was
twice,
released.
hitting the free agent market twice? Just once would cause an uproar. Just once would probably get the owner of said team kicked from this league.
Uh,
The fact that Cam Newton has been
I
cut
say
twice.
Cam Newton has only improved his
He has.
numbers
No, I agree.
since he
But
was
he's
released from the Panthers.
but
I just don't see
He's
Salsa
too
retiring. I
good to
just
be
don't.
called. I think he's too good to be called a veteran journeyman
yeah,
I mean, like it's not like veteran stud is
or
not
veteran
like
stud. Sorry, that's what I
he's in the
mean.
same, but he's in the same conversation as Luck, right? And I think
I
that's a
think he's
fair. I
way
think
better
that's
than
fair.
Luck.
I think
I
he's
think he's
better
better
than
than
Luck.
Luck.
Way better
I
than
think he's
Luck.
better than Luck, but I think he and Luck have parallels.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
I just don't see how you can
he
add
has
him as an
steadily improved since leaving Carolina.
agreed.
I don't think you can. I think you can put Cam Newton on any roster in the NFL, and he will
But he's
automatically
not gonna
make
get
them
re-signed. But he's
steps
not
ahead.
gonna get re-signed. So that means he's gonna hit an elite quarterback is gonna hit the market 3 times. 3 times an elite quarterback is gonna hit the free agent. 3 times he's gonna switch teams in the last 5 years, 6 years.
I don't
He's
know.
not gonna get
But
re-signed. I don't see Salsa re-signing him.
He could. I could
but
see him.
if he
I just don't
does
see it.
or
I don't
doesn't
see. I don't
re-sign
see.
him, should he be re-signed?
Yeah.
Cam
Depends.
Newton
It depends.
deserves to be
Yeah,
re-signed,
I agree. I think he should. I think he deserves to be re-signed. But
but
I
he
just
won't.
don't see how he won't.
He
And it's
has the
baffling to
talent
me
to
that
be re-signed.
an elite quarterback, if we're gonna rank him that high, is gonna hit the free agent market again for the third time in 3 years.
I mean, I just still think his numbers and the way he's played. He won 2 MVPs in a row. Is that not elite enough for you, Alex?
I'm
I
not saying
just
he's
don't
not.
think
I think
that.
he's elite.
I don't
I
see why
think
you're
he's
factoring the
great.
GM deciding to go after new guys versus him being
And
an elite
Because you
talent
don't
in the
not
league.
resign an elite quarterback.
And we have Jim
You
in the
can't.
chat saying it
You
was
don't
probably a
not
mistake
resign
to
him.
not resign.
You don't not
Cam
resign an
Newton
elite
had three
quarterback.
back-to-back 120 plus QB rating years. He has three back-to-back years of 40 plus touchdowns.
And he keeps the ball safe. He throws it
He's keeping the ball
smartly.
safe.
He doesn't even throw it that
He makes
much.
good. He's ran three different offenses
He barely
at
gets
an elite
sacked.
level.
I get it. I understand. It's just
2020,
like to me
4.3 thousand yards.
to put him
I don't see how you can factor in
at that
GM
level.
ineptitude. I think Cam can go anywhere and be the franchise guy.
I mean, I'm definitely out. I'm definitely outspoken here, 2-1. He's going in that elite category for this. I just think for me, it's insane that you look at those numbers. Like, what is it that makes people move on? Like, come on, it's Cam. It's not like he's gonna retire anytime soon. He's still probably got 4 more years. So that means by the time the Saints got rid of him, he could have had Cam Newton for 6
I mean,
seasons.
to be
He could have
fair,
re-signed him to a full another contract. And the fact that
Panthers
he let
moved
him
on
go.
from Watson, and Saints moved on from for Russell Wilson, who I mean both
But
are
if he
like
but if he performed but if he's performed better than them, and it's not like Russell Wilson has performed better than Newton.
And I think that's why the argument that wherever Newton lands, he makes them an automatically better team.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Russell Wilson can't do what Cam Newton did for the Saints.
Hmm.
And he
Uh,
hasn't.
Same
It's
with
not,
Deshaun Watson. I mean, just that last 2020 year for the Panthers, Deshaun Watson played good, but not that 2020 year.
It just baffles me that a Cam Newton, an elite quarterback, is gonna hit the free agent
it
market.
baffles me too. I mean, I'm sitting here grading him off
And
against
also, and
stats.
it's also like let's look at this too. Like pretty much, he went uncontested every time. Like the Broncos got him for a relatively cheap
Yeah,
deal,
that's an old
27
quarterback
million a
thing.
year. 27. I know, but still, but if he's an elite, if he's produced every single year,
I just don't think we can. I don't think we can grade him based on how many teams have passed on him. We have to grade him for the production he's done for the teams that haven't. That
People see
took.
the age and get spooked. They're like, I want that young quarterback that I can call my own for the rest of Madden.
I want to go grab Daniel Kilgore over Cam Newton.
Jeremiah, by the way.
Is it Jeremiah Kilgore?
Jeremiah Kilgore.
I don't know why I thought Daniel, but I want to go grab Jeremiah Kilgore
I think, yeah, I'm
over
putting
Cam
him in
Newton.
elite.
Taking
although
Cam
okay, I
Newton.
mean like also like with the teams that he's been on, like the Saints were locked and loaded coming in,
Sure.
right? The Denver Broncos that he's on right now were arguably a quarterback away, right? Like Philip Lindsay. Right now, I think last year they had um other wide receivers. Right now, it looks like they've kind of depleted them.
I
But for
think
the
he
most
makes
part,
the
he's.
I think he makes the elite level. He's made every team he's gone on to better.
I can't argue with that fact. I cannot argue with that fact one bit.
Yeah.
3 consistent years of 40+ touchdowns.
And he's brought the Broncos and the Saints to conference championship. I believe. Yeah, he was conference
Yeah,
championships,
conference
right?
championships.
To back to back or Super Bowl or
Yeah.
Super Bowl because I think the Saints were
Again,
in that
only
Super
to be
Bowl.
defeated by Tato. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and
but
Not even
Tatum
Cam
doesn't
Newton
count.
can destroy the Empire.
Yeah.
yeah, I
He's
Um,
no
think
Luke Skywalker.
I'm putting him in elite just because, like, veteran
it's a
stud, I
two to
think
one thing.
is,
I
yeah.
get it. I understand it. It's just like to me, it's how does it hit the market? How do you not resign this guy?
I don't know.
I agree. And to think 31 other teams passed on him.
If he hits the market, I'm coming for him. Like
Okay,
Dak's on his last year. I don't need to resign Dak.
speaking of
Oh,
Dak,
speaking of Dak.
Speaking, great segue there.
um, yeah, you're
we
right.
have Dak friggin' Prescott, and I don't know what to think of Dak.
So where's Dak playing now?
The San Diego Chargers.
He's a San Diego guy
The
now, eh? The
the
San
San Diego
Diego.
the San Diego Chargers.
And, like,
So
he looks
I hate
good, and he plays well, but, like, how much of that is Cody having a stacked team? And it's hard, we
we will
don't
find
know,
out.
yeah.
We're about to find out.
Because, like, I mean, Cody has such a broken. We saw it even with James. Jameis looked great in um in that team,
Yeah.
and Jameis is not. I mean, we'll get to him later,
We'll get to Jameis.
but
Is he the
like,
last guy? He is.
yeah, he is. But yeah, I don't know. Like watching him, he's like, you watch him, it's like God, Dak's playing great, but he could be better. With those talent, he has Amari, he has Hollywood, right? He has
Yep,
Zeke.
he's
yep.
Hollywood bound.
He has a
Gallup,
god O
Zeke.
line.
Yep.
Like
A
I
good
think
tight end.
you could put Jeremiah Kilgore in that offense do well.
I think any
Dak is a frustrating because like Dak will go off and
imagine
like
Newton in that
throw.
team.
Yeah, like and he'll
Oh
throw for
God.
like 5 or 6 touchdowns, but then he'll just throw like the most mind-boggling interception that you've ever seen, and just the decisions that he makes are just
Like
awful.
I
sometimes,
mean,
but he has that talent to
So
to to put up MVP numbers, and then he'll just throw shitty interceptions every time.
also he has 11 interceptions this year. That's
already.
Exactly,
already.
already.
His last 2
That's what I'm
years,
saying. Like he's just
he
like his
only got
decision
to
making.
11.
Yeah, he'll never
Oh
I
throw
don't
an
boy.
know.
interception for me. Don't worry.
So what do you guys think Dak is ranked at?
I think he's good. I
I
think he
think he's
might be even
better than Jamario.
franchise.
I
I don't know,
think
but
Dak has regressed.
I think he's, yeah.
I know a certain person in the podcast doesn't want to hear that,
No, I
but
agree. I'm not saying
I
Dak's not. Hold on. I want to make this clear. This
Dak is
team
the
that I
future.
have created needs to win. The defense is there. The defensive backs are there. The receivers are there. The tight end is there. The running backs are there. The O line is pretty much decent.
You
Jamario
still trade
wasn't
Dak
doing
for
it,
Cam
and
Newton.
I needed to win. I need to win now. I have no choice. I'm getting old. You know, I can feel it in my bones.
Knees weak,
Jamario
arms heavy.
is I would put Dak above
Please don't sue
Jamario.
us.
I
That's
think,
why I made that trade because it was a straight up trade. I didn't give up anything else.
right.
It was a straight up swap,
I think,
which is why I did it.
like, with you and outside of the insane Cowboys offense, I think he's probably just good.
I think he's good.
Probably.
That's where I have him.
It's hard to say he's anything less than good with those numbers, but I
I'd put
don't
him
think.
around a Brissett, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
but
He's
still
a good
better
quarterback.
than Jamario. And I think Dak has potential as well. Like his abilities are there. He's got great abilities across the board.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it'll be really interesting to see where he
It's
goes
gonna
from
be
here.
really, yeah. It's gonna
Next
be really
up,
Oh boy,
we have,
the chosen
he
Rosen.
went from
we have
the
bad.
desert rose. He went from the strip club beach rose. He went to the crab shack rose. Now he's like chili, maybe
What is?
Harambe
Yeah, I was about to
rose.
say we are Rambe. I was like, what is
Yeah, they
that?
have chili in Cincinnati. That's
Oh,
like
that's
the one thing I
good.
know. I don't know. Rosen's like probably the worst starter in the league, other than maybe Pepper. But
Yeah.
Rosen's
Hey,
awful.
Tapper is not looking the worst. I would say.
I
I'd say
don't know. I
Rosen's
mean, I'm
better.
sorry, Kevin. I don't know why you stuck with them so long, other than you memed them to death.
Yeah,
Um,
um. So
for real.
what can I say about Josh
What's
Rosen?
good about Josh Rosen here? All right, let's. He
Um,
didn't get sacked 50 times twice in a row.
he has never reached 4,000 yards in his career.
Nope.
and when
Uh,
even throwing 522 times, 508
he
times in 2021, like,
he has never had a pass percentage complete. He's never thrown for more than 64% of his passes have gone complete.
He's never had more than 8 yards per attempt.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Uh,
he
these are
gets
all good
sacked.
things, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah,
These are compliments.
Josh Rosen for Cam Newton, straight up.
he had a good
Effective
YouTube channel in
stat.
high school.
Not as good as Wentz though, so you can't even give him that.
His best
Even Wentz
year,
had a better YouTube channel.
was his last year with Baltimore, and he threw a career high of 33 yards or 33 touchdowns.
We got Kyle in the
Um,
chat saying Rosen's a god. I agree. He's just like
Dylan,
um,
Dylan,
the
offer
only
him
reason
Rosen
Rosen is on a
for Allen
roster right
straight up.
now, the only way Josh Rosen is on a roster right now is because last year he threw 33 touchdowns.
And
yeah.
also, like, I don't know what Dylan's goal is for this.
I'm
He's
not sure why
the thing
Rosen's
is like
in a starting job.
like
Um,
like there's better tank quarterbacks. Granted, I don't know at this point because I mean, God, look at their offense.
Josh
Maybe I'm
Rosen's
wrong.
bad.
Maybe
I'm
Rosen is
calling
the
it.
best.
Josh
Maybe
Rosen's
Rosen
bad.
is the best tank
No.
quarterback.
No. He
You don't
doesn't
think so?
even get that. He doesn't even get that title. He
Because
deserves no title.
Nick Mullins has three. Nick Mullins has 3 wins, at least.
Josh Rosen deserves
Josh
no
Allen has one.
titles. Josh Rosen
God,
deserves no titles.
who has a worse offense than the Rosen led uh Bengals?
I
God, I
mean,
wonder. Is it Jamario led Chargers? Wow, it is.
is
Dang,
it?
who would have thought? Yeah, it actually
You
is.
learn things
Yeah,
every day.
yeah.
So Josh
We
Rosen's
average, I
bad.
believe,
That's
So
30.
my
we're
call.
putting Josh Rosen in elite, right? Good
You
convo.
have to rank them.
I mean,
He's a
he's an
Veterans guy.
elite.
I hear he's good at golf, so if we start him with a high score, that means he's bad, right?
Bad.
Yeah.
Let's just go bad. Let's just put him in bad. Move
He's
on
in
for the
bad.
meme.
Move on.
He's a bad. Move on, bad.
We're
Wentz.
moving to Atlanta.
No, wait. What the heck am I saying? Starkey. Yeah.
Starkey.
Starkey,
James
Starkey,
Starkey.
Oh, James Starkey. Okay.
Um,
he plays for Atlanta, the Dirty Bird.
and he's been,
Uh,
yeah.
he also has never thrown for 4,000 yards.
He throws a lot,
He's
too. Like, he
he
throws
does.
487 last year, 500 his rookie. Still couldn't break that 4,000 yard barrier. Keeps the ball safe in prior years. I don't think this year he's been making smart decisions.
I don't think he's gonna make that next step.
I think he's
Uh,
yeah. I think he's worse than like Bishop. For sure worse than Doughty in my opinion.
I'm totally forgetting what we're
He
ranking these guys, but
Doughty
I think I'm
was
calling.
franchise.
Dowdy should be franchise.
Bishop is good.
Bishop should be
I think
franchise.
Starkey is pretty mediocre.
That is
Starkey
where I would
is
put him.
yeah, like he's the third worst quarterback in that class.
Like he's not the worst you can do. I think you could keep him a few years. I think you could maybe win with him if you had a good team around him. But he's not gonna do it for you.
God. I think the Falcons, you know, they realize that. I mean, you might be trade. You might be able to trade Starkey away at.
Yeah. There's enough quarterback hungry teams.
Yeah, that want to take a. Cause like.
Take a guy that'll get you sub 4,000 yards every time.
Alright.
Won't
But
turn
maybe
over the
they think they
ball.
can. But maybe they think they can fix him. He's young.
Yeah. I think
Mediocre.
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 He's thrown 8 interceptions every season of his career. The 2 other seasons he's had, he's already thrown 6. I don't think he's going to throw only 2 interceptions the rest of his career.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling him mediocre. He keeps the ball safe and he can score.
Next up, we have Tepper Gore, Sergeant Tepper, Cole Tepper. The new 61 over or whatever, low 60 overall quarterback for the Chicago Bears, replacing Mitch Trubisky. Less titties. But like, really? I mean, he's had limited time,
Oh,
so
he's
it's
not even. And he's
What?
not even a rookie.
no.
He's not even. So he can't even win rookie of the year. I thought he was a rookie.
Yeah.
For real, what you doing? Grab a freaking.
Like I know I should put him in too soon, but watching this
No,
game,
no.
he's
Watching
bad.
was awful.
He's bad.
Heron at least looked. Heron at least looked competent.
Heron
outside of
looked
a
more
few
than
throws.
competent. He looked like a
Yeah.
good quarterback. What's his face?
Going toe to toe
Lobato.
with the.
He's looked
Yeah.
good.
I want to see Lobato play.
Yeah. I think he's played
that
a game.
Kevin? He's not.
Is he not? Oh, I have a picture of him.
I don't think. Oh, has he?
Yeah, he
Oh,
played a
okay.
game on Streams Giving.
Then I missed.
Cole
it. Never
Tepper
mind.
has played 4 games. 4 games.
Yep.
In those 4 games, he has thrown 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. His best game to date would be his 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he was sacked 4 times. Um, he had a pass percentage completion of 60% for that year or for that game. Um, I don't know why he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. Um, he's not a rookie.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
won't
I thought at
he
least
won't get he won't get that award. He's 24 years old.
that's
The
another
Bears
thing.
are getting absolutely nothing out of playing him. This is who I'm giving the tank quarterback of the year.
Okay, I
I
feel
dig.
you. Yeah,
When
but the
you
thing is,
get
like, here's
started
the thing.
over
Here's the
Mitch
thing.
Trubisky
Here's
with
the
the
thing.
idea
Here's the
to win with the idea to lose, I think that gives you tank quarterback.
well, that's the thing, right? Like, Bears have started to visit. So, like, I don't know if they've been wanting to tank, even though what their offseason showed was that they were planning on tanking because they traded away Eddie Jackson and they traded away um, Roquan Smith,
Yeah.
and yet they couldn't decide which quarterback to start.
I
So
think it's
at
a
Mhm.
this point,
very
like,
hard year to tank
it
because
is.
right now the league has uh, 6 teams with 1 win.
Yep,
Mhm.
I'm one of them.
So
And I think it's a very hard year to tank, and the Bears aren't doing a great job of it.
No, they're surprisingly it's kind of.
so bad, or should we put him in too soon even?
I think he's bad. I think he's bad.
Yeah,
Like
he's bad.
he
I
has
don't
no
think
upside. He has no
he's not
upside. He
even
can't win Rookie
playing
of the
to be
Year.
good.
Yeah, he
He'll be
has no
25
upside.
years old. He'll be 25 years old. He's almost like at the point where he can't even upgrade anymore
In two
and get
years, he
better.
will be. In 2 years, he will only be on a roster because he has compromising photos of the Bears GM.
Yeah.
Or roster. But
Next up, we have Deshaun Watson.
Oh boy,
look at
this
all
is
Watson.
those
gonna be
bad
a.
quarterbacks. Ugh.
Oh, we have a lot of bad quarterbacks.
Imagine going after getting rid of Cam Newton to get this quarterback and having
Exactly.
him throw 15 interceptions for you that year.
Exactly.
I mean, he's
That's
played
funny.
fine. He's played good. I think he's a good quarterback, but I
He's
don't.
thrown for 4,000 yards once. Barely threw for 4,000 yards his
It was a
first
good
year.
season though, but because he only did that with
He's
450 attempts. But yeah,
sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like threw 15
Okay,
interceptions on top of
I don't
that.
I don't think it's fair to say look at Cam Newton then look at Deshaun Watson. I think we actually have to look at his stats
Hmm
and see what he did. I'm
I see a
seeing
low end franchise quarterback.
yeah,
That's what I see. I see a low end franchise quarterback.
high
I can
good,
give him that role.
high good, low
I can I
franchise.
Yeah, I don't think you think he's bad enough to be placed in the good territory. I think he is a resignable quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously. I think he'll be resignable after this 6-year contract, 8-year contract is. Um, so
okay, I can give that.
yeah,
I
I
think
think he's a
franchise
low.
is
I think he's
fair.
a low franchise.
Like he's good, probably even great, but it's just like I don't know if he
I don't
was.
even think he's deserving of his X factor.
Yeah,
I don't think he deserves that. I don't know how he got it. I don't know what prompted it. Because honestly, I look at his stats and I'm like, what? At what point was he a top 4, 5 quarterback or whatever it takes to trigger that X factor ability? At what point in his was he that?
yeah.
Right? Like I don't know how he got it.
All right. Well, that's just some quarterbacks just don't have a lot to say. I feel bad. I want to say more about Watson, but it's like, yeah, he's
He's a low. I
great.
mean, like he's low in franchise. Like he's not
And low end
bad.
franchise are sleepy. Like
On to Philly.
they're good. They're
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
not and
They,
too bad to hate on, or they're not too good to glamorize.
yeah.
All right, next to Wentz.
On to
Wentz
Philadelphia.
like I don't. Wentz is like kind of a budget. I don't know. He's just not that. He like puts up some decent yards. He throws it a lot. He gets kind of takes care of the ball, but he's just like, eh. His
He's
average isn't
mediocre.
great. I think
Now,
he's
this
pretty
is actually
mediocre.
a very interesting one for me, actually. Um, I think if you're going to put good old Deshaun Watson as franchise quarterback material, this guy definitely belongs in the good category.
I think Deshaun
He,
Watson has a little more up, like some of the things he does
Yeah,
well,
I
like
think there's
completion
at least
percentage and stuff.
upside. Like I look at Wentz and I just
but
bland.
but look
Like
at
he's
Wentz,
so
he keeps a hold of
consistently
the ball.
boring. He's so
Boring,
consistently
boring.
boring.
You don't have to be exciting to be good though.
But like
Uh,
he's
because
never
if
thrown for 30 touchdowns outside of his first. He's consistently getting sacked upwards of 40 times. He's never thrown for 4,000 yards in the last 2 years, even though he for over 500 times. His completion
I
percentage
think
is
if you're
decent.
giving,
Everything across his board is
I
just
think if
like
you're giving
middle of the
31
pack.
touchdowns and 14 interceptions as a franchise quarterback,
Low
then
end,
you have
low
to
end.
I
give
think
low
it's
end
yeah.
franchise quarterback. Then I think you have to give Carson Wentz's 26 touchdown year and 6 interceptions a good quarterback.
I mean, I can get that. I don't know. I want to call him good, but is he as good as Bishop?
Your yardage argument with Deshaun Watson. Um, Deshaun Watson was only a 4,000 yard quarterback 1 year of his 5 AGML years.
Yes.
Wentz had two 4,000 yard years, and in the next 2 years he was at 38.81 and 39.56.
Yeah, but Wentz also threw it like 50 times
I was about
more.
to say like wait, but I don't think Watson has. Yeah, Watson has never thrown for 500 attempts. His
Not even
closest.
close.
Well, no, his first
Oh,
year was
first
the only
year.
time he was ever close. His ever close to, but he's never thrown over 500 times in a year, and his completion
I
percentage at least is in the high seven, at least in the mid to low 70s, right? Like
okay,
he's
I see your argument there, but I still think he can be considered a good quarterback.
I think that's fair. I
I think
think
a
that's
low
fair.
end. Yeah, I'd say high mediocre because I just want to add another.
Yeah. Or do we want to bump someone down? I
Because
don't know.
I just want. Well, because like I just look at the good quarterback, right? And I just don't put Wentz on that pedestal.
Yeah.
I just don't think he matches up with the good quarterbacks. I think he more matches up with the
I feel the same
mediocre,
exact way.
Okay,
quarterback.
Like, I don't know what. Like,
okay, so
Like he's a
if we can
good
call him a high
mediocre.
mediocre,
Yeah, no,
low
high
good
mediocre,
quarterback.
low good on his
Okay,
best.
yeah.
I
His
can
best
settle high
year, he's low
mediocre.
good. Yeah.
I think just, yeah, the attempts and. I mean, the interceptions for those attempts are actually really good. But,
Yeah, no, for
like,
sure.
that
But he also gets
percentage is
sacked a
just
bunch.
ugly, too. He must throw it
Yeah.
away a lot. And he gets sacked a bunch. So I'm putting him at mediocre just to make it look a little more full. There's probably like some middle ground. He's like he's kind of
Not
here.
everyone can have a good quarterback.
Eagles have JoJo Glover.
Next up, we have
Ooh.
it's Jamario.
Oh
That's
man.
awful.
Oh, what a dynasty.
Uh,
What an era.
Like you think like those first 2 years, it's like damn, that's looking like a high good. No, but that's probably a franchise with those first 2 years.
Hmm.
But then this year, he's just thrown that out the window. It's like nah.
what has changed in San Diego?
Nothing.
There's
I
off.
think that was the issue. I was shocked too because I was like I changed nothing on offense. I
I
was like,
mean,
make sure everyone's back. Let's make sure everyone's cohesive. I
and
didn't have the cap space to sign
Mario
anyone.
can said screw you. I mean,
Honestly, like I
he
don't understand what
he
happened.
was done being San Diego Charger, man.
Pretty
He was sick of
much. I
that
don't
California
understand it.
sun.
No one really regressed. No one was old enough to regress, pretty much.
So
Like it
that's
doesn't
saying, where do you rank him?
um
Because we already covered if you cut out the current season right now, we already said he's
Okay.
damn
So
near
I would
franchise
okay.
guy.
So I would say his first 2 years he was bordering on franchise. So I would have placed him in a good category.
Very good player.
Very good. So I think because of where his current trajectory is, I think you have to drop him to a mediocre, right? Because he's trending downward,
Sure.
right? He's trending
Very
downward
heavily
as a
downward. No,
player, and
I
like
want to
he's
say
like
that specifically.
he's dropped like every year, so from 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions to 36 sacks. His rookie he
Right.
went down in 10 less attempts. Sure, he had better completion percentage, but less yards with more completion, less yards, less touchdowns, sacked more, and threw more interceptions. He's
Hmm.
trending downward every year, and this year looks like he's plummeting.
And like, I mean,
Like he looks like
we
Until
he's
he
really
goes
coming
to
see.
down.
Dallas and
He is
dominate.
coming down.
I could see him really performing in Dallas. Like,
Maybe, but right now his current trajectory is at a
sure.
downward
I
angle.
give him
I
mediocre.
think you have to give him.
For now,
He's not
yeah.
reached. He's never.
He has
He
a,
and that can change. And that can change.
he has
He has.
very high
He's still.
ceiling, very high
He's still
floor,
24.
or low flow.
He's
Or
still 24. Yeah, like he is. He's still young. He's got good
I don't know.
speed.
I think he has a pretty high floor as well. He's just living in the basement right now.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
I mean,
not look
he's
good.
shown he can play.
I can't afford that. Unfortunately.
Can't
If I
afford
did,
that basement.
if I had my first this year, I'd probably tough it out. I'd probably be like, you know what, I can hold on, but I can't. I
So
can't live.
we're
I can't live
saying mediocre
Mediocre.
because
mediocre. He's trending down.
he's fallen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now for the trifecta of the Saints, Panthers, Seahawks, Russell Wilson.
They all love each other very
Can we
much.
talk? Oh no, we haven't got.
Russell Wilson. What
Yes.
can you say about
Oh,
him?
Russ, he's played really well, honestly. Like, I don't think he's
He's
elite
kept
good.
interceptions down.
He's not Cam Newton good, but he's played very good. Especially since,
Yeah.
like, after his first year, like, every year he's looked like a solid quarterback. I mean, I think this is why we made the veteran stud rank. I think veteran stud's perfect for him because he takes care of the ball. He gets not the
Yep.
most touchdowns, but some decent touchdowns. Last year he got 35 with the high power Saints offense. He got 4,500 yards. Some pretty solid stuff.
Okay. I want to go back to Lamar really quick. I
Yeah?
forgot we had this category. Too soon.
Too soon.
If
Oh,
he can
sure, sure.
recover,
I can put him in too soon.
if he
Yeah.
can recover from whatever happened to him, maybe he got
This year.
maybe his second offseason he like got sunburned and it's been
Yeah.
affecting him this
Well,
entire year. Maybe that Texas wind will help cool him. I mean, I totally forgot that we had a too soon
Yeah.
category,
I think we can put him because like right now he's such a name,
and
right?
he
Like
was
there's
just such a
no
great quarterback that
there's
it'd
no
be
reason for his performance right now. There's no reason why he's as bad as he going
Right.
back looking at his historical data and the fact that he's where he is at now makes no sense. And maybe this is just a bump in
maybe his
his
girlfriend
career.
broke up with him, man.
Yeah, something's
It,
with him right now.
Monte Teo, get him down.
Yeah, yeah.
Monte Tio's like, I feel you, brother.
So yeah, I think a too soon would be fine.
It's those darn
Because
San Diego.
it just, but he's scary. He's scary. He's a real like he has to come back.
He's a threat.
Yeah, he could be.
He has
I
to-
think
he has
mediocre
to.
is probably his floor, but could be he could be a franchise, especially
Yeah.
with Cowboys. I'm really excited
Yeah.
to see where he comes.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
So,
to see
sorry,
Cowboys.
just wanted to touch on that because I totally forgot
That
we had
was-
the too soon
Yeah,
category.
totally. Well, yeah, because we haven't needed it in a while.
I think. Or next up we have Wilson. We started talking about him. Very good. I think he's a veteran stud. No question about
I agree.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran
Yeah.
stud.
Everyone knows
Keep-
Russell Wilson by now.
Yeah.
The
His
Seattle
completion
Seahawks
percentage
are
is
crying.
Insane. His interceptions are amazing. His sacks. He does well. He just.
Imagine
performs
letting
good.
go of Russell Wilson and then having him
Very.
throw for 4.5 thousand yards.
Yeah. Although
You let
granted,
Russell
again,
Wilson
like,
go after
but
he
Seattle
throws
wasn't.
23 touchdowns, and then he
But
goes
I
on
see.
to throw 35.
Yeah, but I see Seattle in the same boat as Indianapolis, where. Oh man.
Alex, you good?
Sorry, I'm choking up. Yeah. About that Williams.
You're
About that
about to
Williams
see
talk.
the death of a commissioner.
um, where it's like if I think
This is what the people
Brian
want
I
to
think
see.
Brian after going all in, right? He doesn't make it. He's got a tank. Wilson as well as Luck kind of get in that way where it's like I can't tank and have Russell Wilson on my time.
Russell Wilson
Sure.
I
doesn't
have to
believe in the tank.
choose. So let me trade Wilson, let me not resign Luck so I can actually fully commit to a tank and maybe actually eat in a few years instead of meddling around in the 15 to 20 dead zone for the rest of Wilson and Luck's, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get rid of Wilson because you know you can't put a team around him quick enough to really utilize his strength.
Well,
But
I
yeah.
think we all
That
agree veteran stud for Russell
oh, and this is
Wilson.
Jim might be on his third quarterback in 3 years if he doesn't resign Wilson.
And next
One
up,
of them, one of them's got to beat Tato. Jim, keep trying.
and last but probably least, maybe,
Probably
I don't
least.
know, Jameis.
Yeah, I like
Jameis.
that.
I don't
Jameis
know.
Winston eating those W's.
He looked good at the
That must be why Seattle doesn't
Cowboys.
have any.
He played all right on the
I'm
Cowboys, but
I'm shocked the Cowboys didn't resign him. To be honest,
he's a good backup.
like as a backup quarterback, and one that he can be like if he ever Cody got mad at Dak a lot in his tenure. If he ever was like, hey, I'm gonna freaking throw in
You
this
just got
guy.
replaced by Jameis
Yeah,
Winston.
Okay,
by Jameis.
How do you feel?
I'm
Exactly.
I'm looking at these stats for when he played for the Bengals. How did he only throw it or intercept it 10 times when he was with the Bengals? Like, this dude's the interception
To be fair,
king.
his last year, his his last year in Cincinnati, he didn't finish.
No.
So.
Like, he played all right there, like, at best, but he still didn't throw that many interceptions there. Like, you think he would be up there. In real life, he'd be like 20, 25. Insane numbers.
I'm more impressed with Jameis Winston's one completion for 2 yards in
Right?
2022 than I
You're like
probably should be.
career average.
100% completion, baby.
Honestly, like looking at Winston, to be honest, like I don't even see him as that bad of a quarterback.
I think if you pick a if you ask me to define the mediocre category,
Like this seems like a Dalton line guy.
Yeah, like, I mean, is he better than Carr? I don't know. I'm looking at these bad dudes. It's like, would I pick Jameis over him? I'm like, maybe, could be.
I'd probably take a flyer on Winston before Carr.
Yeah.
Or Goff for Christ's sake. I'd probably.
Oh, we
take
got some
Winston
hot
over
takes
any-
on Jamario in the chat.
Oh, what's happening?
Mario's a
Jamario here?
controversial guy. I mean,
Mario is a
Zach said,
controversial guy.
LOL, Jamario ain't that good. I don't know.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited.
This
think
quarterback swap really made this year.
throwing 73 touchdowns your first 2 years of the NFL, and then being told you're not a good quarterback.
That's fair.
Exactly. Like he's just gotta get out of that funk. He's gotta
He
get out of that funk.
he gotta get out of the funk.
And I can't. I just couldn't afford. I feel like I'm gonna regret this trade. Maybe. And that's the thing. Like with Dak, right? Like his offense. It's like he traded Dak, and they had the third ranked offense, fourth ranked in.
And also,
Let me go
Jamario's going
find
to be
him
a
real
hell of a
quick.
lot cheaper than Dak, too, to re-sign.
Exactly. Like it frees up a lot of cap.
I like
Back
it.
to Winston, however, um, he
I,
honestly like looking at him, I would put him at me.
I could see it. Like, half of me's like, oh, some of these bad people probably put up a little
The
better
meme is
numbers.
bad,
But also, those
but like,
teams he's
but all
on,
the bad dudes,
like,
also threw way more interceptions than ever have.
right.
Like Winston surprisingly kept the ball very,
For Winston,
very
yeah.
no, just like in
Mario's
general,
gonna be
like
my quarterback to watch.
Jamario is my quarterback. I'm watching Jamario probably more than Dak. Um, but Jamario, like Winston has kept the ball safe on every team he's been on, regardless of talent around him. The Bengals
Voryak hot
were
takes.
on.
He's booty
Like
cheeks.
he led the Bengals to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you see any of those bad quarterbacks leading a team to the playoffs?
I mean,
The only one that can is probably Carr.
Goff
Right?
kinda did, but no, that was Gurley more.
No, but that was the team.
That was
The
Gurley
Bengals
and,
did not.
like,
Yeah,
Donald and
and I
everyone
was gonna
else.
say like Carr's on his way, but also that Jaguars defense, insane. Like Jack has been building that defense ever since he's gotten here.
4 or 5, like 3 seasons now, right?
Yeah, like
3
and he's
draft classes
constantly,
dedicated to defense.
and they've all run defensive rookie of the year.
I'm excited
And
to see when Jack's like, alright, this is my time to get a real quarterback.
yeah, but I think Carr. I think I would still take over Carr. I'd like to see Winston on the Jags. Honestly, I think that'd be a way better fit. Because Carr just, for me personally, I think Carr is way too the ball fit with what Jacksonville wants.
Alright, well, I think, so putting good
I think he's
old
mediocre. I
Winston
think
to
he's
mediocre?
hmm
Yep,
I
Winston
think he's on a team.
mediocre.
I think he's on a team next year.
I think so
I think
too.
he could probably. I think he could start for an ailing.
It's weird to see some of those names below him, but you know, like, yeah, it's like, I mean, I still am higher on Nick Mullins than the rest of you, but I am a Nick Mullins fanboy.
Yeah.
Also, rest in
Once the
peace,
podcast is over, you can
Trubisky.
go put
I
on.
thought Trubisky
You
was
can
the
go.
Bears starter still.
Wanna put him up at bad though, just for. Cause he's
Yeah, I'll put him at bad.
Thanks, man.
He deserves a spot.
The Bears are nightmare.
Okay, so we've gone through all of them now,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
it could be very
I like it.
controversial for some of them.
Controversial for the
Mario.
last few. Yeah, that really caused a stir in the chat.
Oh.
Just
It's still too soon for Trubisky. We don't know yet.
yeah.
Give him another. Give him 4
Nice.
more defensive player of the year candidates on defense, and then we'll really get a look at how good he is.
Yeah. Next is defensive starter.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We're gonna go put Mitch Trubisky at corner and see how he does.
Honestly, I'd like to do like a best defense.
That'd be fun.
That'd be so hard to
Leave,
do though.
Leave
How
your
would you
podcast
categorize them?
ideas below.
You'd have to break it down by like edge rushers, coverage guys,
Overall, all around defenses, stuff like that.
and then like how would you even do that? Cause like pass deflections.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like you could look at like just how they've been.
So
Overall,
that's our
this is
quarterback
pretty
rating.
agreeable list. There's some things I think all of us would be like, move this guy up or down a tier or
I
two.
still
You can
can't
nitpick
name
it all you
one.
want.
Just,
But overall, I think that's. I mean, also Jamario. There's some hot fight. I love it. I love this conversation.
contact there.
Judging by our list, we should be seeing at least 5, 7, 8 new starting quarterbacks. At least on
Hopefully.
So, as you're segueing to
Go ahead, buddy.
new starting quarterbacks, I'm going to do a hot take right now.
Yes.
Dan Gillespie, the Stanford starting quarterback right now, is going to go 1.1 overall in the draft.
What's
Would not surprise me.
I think a
I
quarterback.
think that is what the tank is going towards. That he is what the tank has their eyes on him, and the winner of the tank gets him.
I think the best tanking
That's what the tank off is for.
is has gotta be like God.
Uh,
He's in the best.
Here, I'm sending. I can send the link to the.
The Bengals. Yeah, probably the Bengals is the best to get that quarterback.
he's the prize at the end of the tank. When
What if the Saints end up hard enough?
when your team goes 1-15, he's the guy he's the guy you're holding out to your fan base. Hey guys, this is what those 15 games of disappointment and heartbreak were for.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I'm excited though. I like the.
Wrap it.
I'm excited to see these guys how they'll pan out. Maybe not next year. We'll revisit it, or maybe in a few years.
I think like a 3-year span.
Like
That should give
yeah.
enough.
well, I'll
That's
see you
given
guys
enough.
in 2022.
See you in February.
Oh yeah, actually real life 2022. I'm like, wait a second. We're not going back in time. We're in 2023, baby.
I think 3 seasons we should revisit this because that should give enough movement around.
Mhm.
So he has
Um,
the Mario.
and also that would make
fans
it so
out.
that none of these guys are.
Oh, we got some controversy now.
There's just a lot of. I love this controversy. It's keeping the chat alive. It's like
Yeah.
non-toxic controversy, really. Like it's not like someone made a terrible mistake.
I mean, we're kind of picking on Cody, to be honest.
I agree with Cody though. I think Jamario has like in that offense. I think that will wake if any if any team can wake Jamario up to last year or his rookie, it's Cody's team, and I totally can see that move. Dak was throwing like 11 picks. You have to do some. Both teams had to do something, and it makes sense.
I wish I had that ability to hold on. I wish I could afford to ride through this story Mario. I just couldn't with the trade that I made. I was not expecting his 3rd year of all years to be like this. So Cody offers an interesting thing. I'm okay with it if you guys are. Jamario first ever game right now.
I mean,
I'm okay with that. Like Jamario.
if you want, with this controversy, it's late.
Like I think I'm fine with the Jamario debut.
I'm fine with it. We should probably end this
Jamario
stream
debut.
officially.
Yeah, let's end the stream.
It's running 2 hours,
Well,
15 minutes.
It always runs 2 hours.
We talk too much. We have too much insight.
Yeah. Oh, the insight that we have. Especially, yeah, coming off of this, I think we should jump into this.
All right.
Who's Mario facing today?
It's the Giants.
Giants.
Sunday night.
You get to
Sunday
see
night
Bishop?
rival.
What is Bishop gonna
Bishop
be like?
get
Gur, I'm
rematch."
better than good. I'm a franchise man.
All right, fellas. Well,
Have a
thanks for
good
having me
night,
on.
everyone.
Glad
Everyone
I could
watching at
bring back
home.
quarterbacks that
Thanks for
we
listening.
agreed to previously.
Yeah. No, it was fun.
We're a little stream. I can't say that live, but what Twinkie said.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's too good.
Let's
Bye.
let's watch this game though.